Hello and welcome. I am the Last Hit Point Hero, and you have found your way to TPK Roleplay. We are so very glad you are here and hope you enjoy your stay. Over the course of the next several months, we shall be playing our way through the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure module, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. The door is open. What door? Where? Can these interlopers accept that being in more than one place at a time is impossible, or will vanity tear them apart? First and foremost, no attempts to make the story child appropriate have occurred. This is a tale of cold isolation, alien incursion, and self-centered divinities. This actual play stream contains adult language, descriptions of violence and light gore, scary images, and generally speaking, a great deal of cold. Our players are here to warm the night. Safety tools are in place for the players, but you, as a viewer, do not have such a luxury. So if you have any sensitivities to the listed topics, please keep a teleportation spell prepped and ready. Barring that ready action, sit back, relax, enjoy the wonderful venture into Icewind Dale. Click the follow button to join the wonderful world of TPK Roleplay. Follow the Discord link, which I am certain will spontaneously appear in chat at any moment. And, above all else, be good. That's the rule. Be good. The other part, with no other announcements in mind, it is time to meet these amazing players and their characters. Everyone here will say hello, introduce themselves and their character, plug other shows or projects they're participating in, games they play, and if their character was offered a deal with a devil, what would it take to accept? Think about that for a moment. If your character was offered a deal with a devil, what would it take for them to accept? There is your pause for thinking. And now on to our introductions. So, starting in the upper left corner of your screen. In a word, puckish. It's Niffer.
Yep, that tracks. Sure. Hi, I'm Niffer. I am inspired by T's wonderful dressing up. So I have found my warmest things on this very warm spring day, actually. So it's going well. So I'm being Lane, the cold, wonderful warlock. And he's already made a deal with the Fae. So the answer to that question goes one of two ways. Like, on the one hand, it would absolutely nothing could make him take another deal because no, he's already just sick of this one. On the other hand, but like, listen, if I could make the Fae and the devils just like be fighting the whole time and just sitting there watching, I would have so much fun. I would do that at the drop of a hat. So, I don't know which one will win. Let's hope I'm not offered.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Continuing up and around in the upper right corner of your screen. In a word, adroit. It's Al.
Adroit, I'll take it. My name's Al-Lukar, and I didn't get in costume because I woke up like this. My pronouns are they, them. I'm a non-binary, neurodivergent sci-fi fantasy illustrator. You can check out my work at lukehartstudio.com. I play Mirth, and Mirth is Dragonborn Bard. Mirth wouldn't need a deal. You can just call him when you want, call him when you need, call him in the morning. He'll be on the way, swinging down the double pole. He doesn't need a deal. He just needs an excuse.
Was that a little NAS reference?
Oh, yes, it was.
Perfect, wonderful. Continuing down and around in the center right section of your screen. In a word, didactic. it's T.
Hey, I'm T, and my pronouns are he, they, and I'm playing Brom, the human paladin. He was offered to deal with the devil. It's pretty much impossible for him to accept because he is a paladin, but if he had to, only at his own expense, he would accept to save his friends or to finish his mission.
The selfless acceptance of a devil's deal. I can see it. I can see it. Continuing down in the bottom right corner of your screen. In a word, fervent. It's Foxy.
Yeah, I guess fervent works. I'll take it. What's going on, folks? It's Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, aka your favorite fox. You can find me on Twitter at young_Foxy and SoundCloud at the same. Please stream my music. I have to pay bills. Tonight I am playing Azarus, the Warforged Rune Knight, and I feel like deals with devils normally take like souls or some other form of like usually that kind of thing. And I don't know if I'm sufficient in that department, boss. But if I could take a deal with a devil as Azarus, I feel that Azarus would only make a deal that he knew would bring him some kind of closure, peace of some kind.
Wonderful, wonderful. Above me, in the left center section of your screen, in a word, my favorite word of this little exercise also, by the way, effulgent. It's rocks.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Rox. I will be playing Neo tonight. Both of our pronouns are he, him. You can find me on Twitter talking about anime at Rox the Wizard, or you can find me streaming here on Twitch talking about anime at Rox the Wizard as well. For Neo to accept a deal with the devil, I would say if anybody that he cared about was in danger, he would accept it if it did not mean putting other people in danger. If it did not mean that, then he would probably accept it right away.
Fantastic. It's interesting to see when you ask, especially some very good characters, what it would take. And it is, well, I'll just leave the word interesting floating there.
Are you going to use this against us?
What?
What question is
You
that?
use literally every single one of these against us. Haven't you noticed?
Oh,
Take it back.
Every single one.
He would never do it.
Never. I am the last hit point hero, as I said. And
That was incredibly unconvincing.
well, what's that quote? Dang it! Don't you hate it when like a quote hits your mind, but you can't think of enough of it to even get someone to understand? Yeah,
Story of my life.
that's where I'm at right now. Anyway, I am last hit point hero. I use the he, him pronouns. I will be your dungeon master this evening as we return to Icewind Dale. Before
Your word is. What's your word?
I didn't give myself a word.
You should
There you go.
Yep, you can.
give yourself a word.
Everyone can.
Omnipresent.
Omnipresent.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
sadistic.
Sadistic.
No, never.
I was going to say heartwarming, personally.
I don't
That
think
was-
I'm a
Yeah.
sadistic DM.
I was going to say
I
reflective.
mean, you just admitted to using these against us.
Exactly.
I just floated the possibility that they might.
Right.
But is that sadistic or just being a good
That's-
DM?
Yeah, that's just
Cryptic.
Hand-
digging. Yes,
Cryptic.
cryptic.
Hand me the
Cryptic
knife
would be
to
good.
stab you with. That's-
Cryptic would be good for you.
That's
your
just
word.
Roman.
Your word is
I mean, sorry. Wrong game. All right, let's go.
Tonight we do not have a summary from Ol'Bitey, but I will fill everyone in on what happened last time around. In our last session, the group finished a conversation with the researcher in the basement of a cult, rescued some of the staff members, found their way through a secret door to absolutely ambush and jank the leader of the cultists, and spent some time talking to a creepy old dwarf woman and trying to convince the town speaker to actually, well, do his job. Turned out well, worked nicely. They cleared out the cult and have found themselves still within the castle itself. But where we'll pick up after the opening scene is probably in the castle there, but the planning and the conversation to set Horwar up as the assistant to the speaker is already in place, so we don't have to kind of go through that element. There is only one other set of rooms you've not been in, and then you guys can tell me which way you'd like to go. But as for our opening scene, it takes place very far away from Icewind Dale. A warrior works through martial meditations, sweat beading on his skin, rolling in rivulets from short blonde hair down a squared jaw. Each form is executed perfectly. Great axe whistling in controlled katas of his order. As the prayer concludes, and he raises his right hand palm open and outward, a strong aged oak of a voice speaks. Excellent, Sir Lejar. Torm's strength alone guides me, Sir Hand. The true gives me the focus I need to do what I must. The briefest tightening of her ancient features is the closest thing to a smile her students have ever witnessed. Sir Boudica de Chemin embodies stoicism and wisdom with even the slightest of her actions. Torm has a task for you, child. Speak, and consider it completed, Sir Hand. One of our order has traveled far north, drawn and released by the loyal fury toward a great task. Though I know he is not alone, I have received a vision that he shall soon be torn between duties. You are to relieve him of his most recent burden. Take warm clothes and rations. The journey is long. Await him in Bryn Shandar. I'm told he will return there at some point. Take on the burden of his duty, that he may be released to focus on his current task. With little more than a nod and the stowing of his weapon, Sir Lejar the Orphan dons the prepared pack and books passage to Icewind Dale. We shall pick back up in Icewind Dale itself, in the keep of Caer-Dineval, where we left the group last. The Caer has been cleared, at least in part, and once I find where I left you...
Off to the right. Top right.
There we go.
Gotcha, boss.
Thank you. It is back to all of you.
All right.
Oh, Al, before the game, you asked for hit points. I have 42.
Oh, yeah, we have the same hit points.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I only have 30 something.
Listen.
Squishy.
That's 30
36.
something more than half
Says
the guys
you
in
and
this
me,
place do.
Rocks. You're squishy, yells in 31 minutes. I'm not squishy, I'm made out of paper.
Made out of
Listen,
paper.
I had a high stat. I could have put it in something like strength, but instead I put it in constitution for fun.
Hey, look, that's wise.
I was like, I actively want to not lift things, but I will have as many hit points as I need.
I want to actively not do manual labor.
That's what we have Azarus for.
Yep.
That's my job.
I knew it. I knew you
What
were
I do.
coming along.
That's what I do. It's all predicted. It's all planned.
That's so funny.
It's all part of the play.
Yeah, it's
So-
scripted,
Alright.
guys.
Harwar opens the door from the
All right.
Is he better?
steward's room. He is still shivering. Has a number of heavy blankets wrapped around him. Looks at all of you and goes, the speaker wants to know when you're going.
Pretty
Fine,
soon,
fucking
as soon
indeed.
as you're settled.
He's just
Won't be
looking.
going as
little embarrassed from before, so.
Listen, we all are. It's fine.
Now he wants to be embarrassed?
As I understand it, bodily functions are a part of all you flesh made. Why be embarrassed?
Brom kind
War
of looks
just
around.
kind of.
Well,
Remember, kids, everything poops.
Will you please read us that picture book in character as Ezra someday?
that would be so beautiful.
Yes.
you. Thank
The
you.
speaker did ask that as you go that I give you this. Kadroth had been writing in it, and hands a worn
Good.
leather book out in front of whoever will take it.
I'll take
Brom
it.
will take it.
Oh, sorry. We have two dad
Just
figures in this
fighting
party.
over
This
it.
isn't okay.
The contents of the leather-bound book are a little unusual. There are a series of names on different pages, general descriptions, people of their height, their build, whether they are worth being a fighter, whether they know magic. There's a number of these notes throughout it, and a number of kind of just ramblings along the way of different odds and ends. Nothing too bothersome until you get to one of the last entries. And this is the last entry of the book.
Oh,
What is the last entry? Ooh, wait.
hello.
Lore!
A whole, like,
Oh.
2 pages of it. All right, who's reading it?
Well, who has the book?
Oh my.
Brom has the book.
Brom
Take it
has the
away.
book. I'm sorry. As Brom, I was entranced
away, sir,
reading
Brom.
it. So I suppose, yeah.
I, like,
well,
reach for
Brom
it
would
and
kind of
just
stare
hand
for
it
it.
off.
Just here, you all can read, right?
Yeah.
I can read.
No, but Brom will
don't
read
care
it.
if
He
you
just
say
kind of pauses for a minute after reading part of this. To Nightal, 1491, the thrice blessed city of Elturel will fall. I say this not as some vain hope or meaningless platitude, but as a matter of fact. Thavius Krieg, High Overseer of Irthal and Priest of Torm, damn his name, has been drawn into a bargain. A deal has been struck. The companion whose holy light purged the city of vampires shall go dark. The vengeance of its source shall be felt in full, and Thavius' false victory shall be exposed by its darkening. The Archdevil Zariel, the new fallen priest's patron, has extended a truce. She seeks an end to the blood war, with the devils victorious over the demons once and for all. With the archdevils in control of the lower planes, the Celestials will have no choice but to negotiate. Zariel told Thavius that when the Companion's holy light would fail, he has accepted his own salvation in exchange for the city. Its denizens shall be cast into Avernus and fuel the engines of war. As for us, Levestus' command is to recruit an army, draw the desperate from the cold dark of Icewind Dale, and travel south to Baldur's Gate and the other cities near Irthiel. Slaughter, and with the cold touch of Chardalin, dedicate and cast their souls into the 7 hells. Ithril will fall into Avernus. The blood war will end, and the deal will be struck with the Celestials. Our final hour awaits. The door is opening. We will be ready. Praise the fallen prince. Brom kind of lets the book fall down. He just kind of stares into space. I can see why they sent me here now. We're too far
This was
north.
5 days ago.
I have to send letter. I wonder if they know. They must know something. This can't be a secret. I'll have to send word as soon as possible.
Go.
It appears some mortal habits never change, always tinkering with things beyond their own power.
Fabulous.
Mirtha puts a hand on your elbow and says, "We'll make sure to send word wherever it needs to go. Don't worry, we're going to make this right."
And this was the journal of the guy that we just killed? The nesting doll guy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
The Matryoshka doll guy.
Yeah.
Yes,
The nesting
that,
doll demon.
that was him. It's not... They're doing part of this work, but it's far greater than that. This is much worse.
Well, it sounds important we get word out to whoever we need to. Where would we best be? Where's the best place to go to do that?
City.
All right. Closest thing we could pass for a city here would be
Hey.
nothing personal.
Hey.
Well,
Nothing personal.
I think they could send word even from the town here. I mean, they do receive mail, don't they?
Well, then,
Yes.
Then I'll send a letter. I'll copy this note. Make sure it's known. Tell my master.
Is there anything you need us to do?
Well, we should finish here. Make sure we've seen everything there is to see.
Set Horror up with everything he needs and then be on our way. We still have a couple of other people to meet in the towns. Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's get moving then.
Yes, no reason for me to be sloppy, he says, like straightening up.
Mirtha's gonna
Yeah.
brush off imaginary dust from your shoulders and be like, "Yeah, that's the spirit."
And
You
Brom
feeling
kind
like
of
a
plays.
Then go and brush your shoulders off. Alright?
Kind of like
And Brom-
fluffing him up a little bit, like, "There you go."
Words of a legend.
And Brom kind of rolls his ring in his hand absently as he thinks, but would kind of like usher them, towards the room they haven't explored yet, because they still have work. Even though he's very like in his own head right now, they have work to do, and he has no time to be distracted by himself.
We can gaze at navels later.
Yes, exactly. He's like, no time for this right now.
All right.
Alright. Guess we gotta go get into this tower over here, huh?
Yep.
Let's
So-
do that.
DM, so there was a secret passage that got us from
Secret
From
passage.
the tower into this sort of area we're in now. So possibly some other sort of gateway, passageway, leeway around here-ish.
So that tower is the one where you had left Harwar to warm. So
Never
you've been to
mind.
that tower. The only place you haven't been is over in this area.
Did we actually go get the people that we left in the basement? Because we should do that. We should let them know that they can come up.
Oh yeah, the candy.
Yeah, we
bar.
haven't done that yet, so we'll go
Okay.
do that.
Just
Alright,
let's.
We should also make sure there's no enemies hiding.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to figure out what place we hadn't been to yet. Which
It
is
also
just-
begins to weigh on all of you that it's about 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, good lord.
It's been a
Brom's
busy few
taking his
hours.
coffee of holy
My
holy
children
energy.
are 3 and 4. I'm used to this.
That's pretty
It's
good.
Maybe we should
fine.
let them know in the morning.
And now
Yeah.
your children are like 18-ish and 450. So enjoy.
Mirtha's trying to disguise the fact that he has the zoomies.
Oh, honey.
I feel
Brom's
that.
just got
use
adrenaline up
those
to like
zoomies.
2,000.
Azarus will kind of like look over and like the nearest window and just be like, the evening hour has come late. I believe you all need to recharge for a bit, yes?
Eh.
Brom's already walked off to
Fair
go
enough.
find more enemies.
We're going with Brom then.
Lazarus.
we go with Brom then.
We go with Brom.
Brom's fueled by anxiety.
Fair
It's
enough. I'm
fine.
fueled by
We'll
spite.
help you. We'll help you.
I'm
As you-
gonna grab Neo's hand and do a yellow brick road shuffle.
Oh yes. Neo's going to join along.
As you make your way around the catwalk above the main area of the Great Hall, there's another door set on the far side. A much simpler wooden door than what you saw the other direction.
He's gonna
I'll be
try
right
and
behind
And
Brom.
we'll open
I was
it.
like, should we just open it?
Yeah, I'm just right behind Brom at this point.
With the keys you've collected, you're able to open the door easily. That leads down a hallway with 2 simple doors on either side.
He's gonna open the bottom one.
Yep, we haven't been that way, right?
You open
right.
you open the door and a cat immediately shoots out
I need it.
Oh no.
Jump scare.
What have you done?
and
What have you done?
starts to run down the hallway.
What have you done?
I need
Catch
it.
it.
Can I grab it?
What have you done?
Yep.
Oh, it's
I-
too quick.
So,
Can I catch it?
I believe Mirth asked first. So Mirth, you can make a
I said I need it.
athletics
That's
check
not the
to
same
try
as
and
saying
catch.
trying to get it. I can give it to you if I get it.
Go ahead.
All right, let's see athletics.
I want a cat.
He has a name.
Could I argue for acrobatics because I will be
Need the
juggling
cat.
it?
Yes. Feel
I
free.
need the cat. I need it. I need
All
it
right,
now.
let's see if we can
Re-
catch it. If
acquire
I can
the
catch
cat,
it, you can have a
please.
go at it. Let's see.
Disregard quest
Oh.
lines acquired.
Oh,
So that wasn't
Yeah.
that wasn't them. That was
I got a 15.
the cat.
Catch it.
Apparently
Fly
was
free.
just traumatized and
Oh.
tried to juke and juked the wrong way and like ran right into your shins
Oh no.
Oh,
and then like
baby.
turned around again and just spun around directly into your hands.
Baby.
You have
My
caught
poor
a
cat.
rather frantic looking cat.
Baby.
I'm going to bring my lizard lips to its head with my sharp teeth, like slightly visible, and I'm going to kiss it and be like, "You're so cute one, yes you are." Horns gleaming in the darkness, like "No, no, 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 no."
Greetings,
Out of
small platform.
context, Dragonborn.
Hisses and slashes at you. You take 1 point of slashing damage.
Throw it over to throw it over
Oh,
to you.
No, I don't, come here. I have a cat at home. I'm very
I'll
used to
take the
this.
damage.
Can I attempt to calm it down? given
Animal
that
handling.
I'm very used to calming down the cat at my home. I need to look at my character sheet for this.
hopefully there's no
also
negative.
15.
15. 15's enough. So Mirth tosses the cat.
Gently.
Cat. Hey, okay. Yeah.
I do it like I'm juggling. I'm like, "Woo," and it's yours now.
Okay.
With the moment, Lane catches and immediately begins to calm the cat, and the cat calms down and begins purring.
Alright.
The rest of the room, Brom, is just a simple guest room.
We'll go to open the other door. He knocks first. Sorry, Azarus. I'm gonna move over here.
Come on, friend.
There's no answer.
Break it down.
He,
Yeah,
he's not
why
gonna break it down. He's gonna try and open it. I like that Neo's just like, break it!
He's like, I could
It's
break
like,
it.
Find out.
I can hit it if you want me to, but
There could be
you go for
enemies.
it.
just like all three of us, like strong people, are just like punching
We
it,
can
and
hit
then
we
like
can hit the door if
Lane
you want.
can go and like open it.
Just walk in, open the door. Like that scene in Zoolander where they're trying to get the information out of the computers, but they're just
Oh my
smashing them on
God.
the ground.
Beautiful.
Inside is a second guest room. Finally decorated. Not in the best of shape. It seems like it's been used off and on by cultists for who knows how long.
Gross.
What a good
Yeah, he'd
phrase.
look around
It's
for
been
any
used off and
notes.
on by cultists.
He looks
Vanity
disgusted
Airbnb.
and would look for anything useful. And then we'll go and they'll go grab their poor captive people to, hopefully.
Let's go get our new friends.
That's good.
Yes.
Just for the sake of the narrative, you make your way down to the group of servants. They're pleased to hear that the keep has been cleared.
As far as we know.
With that, you checked the last of the rooms, so they're very grateful. As you go out the front doors of the keep, there's a great deal of barking that comes from the kennel that's next to the doors.
I need it.
They
No. Stop.
Damn.
the young nervous servant immediately runs toward the kennel, goes in, and you can hear him kind of trying to calm the dogs, and the dog all sorts of just happy barks
Hey.
as they're reunited.
Do you know whose cat this is? I ask them.
Yes, this is simply the speaker's cat, and, well, sometimes he loves
doesn't
having a
deserve it.
cat, and sometimes he does not. I'll take care of it for you. And
I wonder
reach-
how long the cat was in
Okay.
that room.
But what if you didn't?
Is Lane actually doing that?
If you-
No,
Like the little,
Niffer.
Oh, okay, that was the
Niffer
Niffer.
is.
you don't mind? Thank you.
No, here, bite, please. That's in character. Niffer wants it.
Thank you, Touche.
I
I'm going to
specifically asked
whisper
for.
a song about the strong and brave Achilles Laneheart just under my breath as you're kind of angsting over whether to give the kitten away or
Oh
not.
no, Lane does not angst. Niffer is the one full of angst about a cat.
And
You
with
can
that,
read into that there's angst, but it's all here.
with that, you feel quite confident that things are back to normal here for now, in Caer-Dineval. And the question remains, what's next?
I mean, do
Well,
we have to
I'm
leave?
going to-
while
Do we get some
Farwar's still
sleep?
not good?
I'm gonna agree with Neo here. I think our fearless leader is right. Our fleshborn companions might need some rest before we head off again.
Brom agrees.
It would be good to see if Farwar can be better than he is before we leave.
So then we'll
As
stay
well.
overnight. I mean,
If you don't
there are
mind,
guest rooms.
speaker. If
Uh,
you don't mind.
Elpricht, the butler who took the cat from Lane, will say, yes, of course. It's hard to tell anymore. If it weren't for the auroras above, what time it would be. Yes, of course, you're welcome to stay. There's 2 beds upstairs, and barracks in the bottom of either tower, and he points to the west and eastern towers. Wherever you're comfortable would be fine.
Thank you
I don't
for your
need to sleep.
hospitality.
So, I mean, my plan was that the speaker just said no to just threaten him into letting us stay, because I feel like he's already pretty afraid of me, given that I held him out of a window last session.
Thank
By
you
the way,
for
that happened.
reminding us
For
that.
those who weren't there. So my plan was to be like, hey, can we stay here? And if not, do you like that window from previously? Because I could take you back there.
Not
Um,
immediately going to threatening.
That was my personal
Alright.
game plan.
I just
But-
realized I'm supposed to be a bard and I failed in every capacity for about 10 games now. So I think Mirth is going to say graciously, thank you so much. We'll take the barracks and we will avail ourselves of that. Thank you.
You
very
don't.
much.
You don't want the beds upstairs.
The bed's upstairs. Yes, the bed
Take those.
that one.
There.
Downstairs.
That's
Wait,
fantastic.
hang on. How many beds? There are only 2 beds upstairs?
Listen,
All right, double
Me.
up then, kids.
nope.
We'll
Neo
sleep
and
on
Mirth will
Azra's.
take upstairs, and Brom and I, who are used to barrack life, will live in the will sleep in the barracks.
I'll just
Brom is
spend the night
absolutely
patrolling, I guess,
okay
until I
with
have to shut
that.
down for a bit.
Although he's probably going to use all of Caldroth's expensive paper to write angry notes. His
Yeah.
entire
Just write
order all
flame
night.
notes.
Yes.
You fucking suck, by the way.
He's just like
Here, Mr.
like
Rage
fuck
boy.
you and fuck your body too. No, I'm just kidding.
You, all of you, as you're
Dangerous
gathered in the
God.
Great Hall with Elpricht in front of you giving kind of directions, you hear a cry from one of the, just a shout of alarm from the Western Barracks. Elpricht, they're tied up in here!
Oh,
All right. Those
yeah.
Oh right.
Can we ignore them for the night?
Let's chuck them out the window if you want.
Neo,
No,
quick,
we're
let's
not
go
gonna
flush the
chuck him out the
pillows.
window.
Neo's already heading to the bedroom.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, got
All
it.
right.
I'll go take care of it.
I mean,
Brom
I could
gets
also
up to
deal with
go
them.
help.
Yep.
I know how you deal
Okay.
with them, he says, crossing his arms like
Team Dad is gonna go deal with it.
all right.
Okay.
I'm going outside then to brood. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Have a nice brood
Brooding.
session.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
these-
be edgy. I'll see you assholes tomorrow.
Yeah, Brom is gonna put these jerks in jail.
Yep.
You round up the group, and there are quite a few cultists that you've tied up. They have been successfully pacified. As you work your way around, you do discover that one of them took a crossbow bolt between the eyes and was covered with a blanket. And you vaguely remember Patrice saying he was just sleeping.
Oh no.
Brom can't be mad since he's not even here anymore. He's just like,
I guess you need to add a letter to Schultz in your campaign of writing.
As you get to that one and pull the the blanket that was put over the top of him back, you can see that the corpse, even though it's only been a half hour at the most, is emaciated and
Frozen.
wrinkled and appears to have been freeze dried rather
Interesting.
quickly.
Great.
Well,
Well, huck it. Out. Is there a
he's gonna
burial?
yeah, I mean, he's going to stack the bodies for now so that they at least have them somewhere together where they can deal with them tomorrow.
I guess like put it
Um,
out in the courtyard to be buried whenever the ground thaws.
Which is never, it's permafrost.
Yes, I live here. I'm aware.
I'm just saying that as me.
No.
Brom doesn't know. He's stupid.
I live here. I know.
Brom doesn't understand permafrost, so he
All right.
he would probably say that when the ground thaws, and you would say never.
It won't.
I suppose we could make it thaw, but we'll just deal.
Be a
with
lot
it.
of effort for a cultist.
There are more
The
than one.
business.
Well, I
Well,
suppose we could burn them.
Typically, we kind of just do drag them out to the fields burials here. Just,
Understandable.
return it to nature and stuff.
As the two of you kind of come back with these prisoners in tow, Elprick will look at you and go, what are you planning to do with them?
Well, I suppose they should be judged for their crimes, which are variable. I don't know what each individual person did to you all. Some of them seem to be more guilty by association than by actual crime. He says, kind of looking in the direction of their young friend.
Horwar?
Yes,
Yeah,
the one whose name I can never pronounce.
it's fine.
Well, why don't
I mean, kill them all, let Torm sort them out is what his country would say. Like, execute all devil worshippers, but
I mean,
Brom doesn't feel that's right.
it is technically the jurisdiction of the speaker because they did
Correct.
come into his home and invade. So I
Yeah.
suppose we could have a trial.
I
why
mean, that
don't-
is
why don't we lock them away where they locked us,
Mm-hmm.
and
Leave him there.
we'll speak with the speaker tomorrow and see what the best course of action is.
he'd agree.
I mean,
over
have a nice chat with them, kind of point out where they went wrong and see if any of them want to take the path of Dear Horwar here. That would be probably the best option, but probably not likely.
Can you imagine Neo just being like, execution? I'm sorry.
Honestly, if
I
he
just,
was there,
I
he would
just
have said
like,
it.
I just imagine him just being like, what should we do? He's like, execute.
Execution. If he was
Okay,
there, I
I'm
was
sorry.
ready to say it.
Oh my god, so good. All right, all right.
Well, that's
Sorry.
a good plan. We'll deal with them tomorrow, and over the course of
Yep.
the next half hour, you march them all down to the same place where they had locked everyone else away. The culvert down below is still frozen solid to walk over, so you're able
Excellent.
to just march them over to there, and everyone beds down for the evening. Anything before a full rest, or go directly to?
I mean, I don't know when any of my compatriots are falling asleep, but if anyone has the ear for it, Azarus is in the courtyard singing again,
Oh,
biding his time.
Brom,
Nothing
Are you
Brom would
singing?
sit
I
out.
wasn't asleep.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
I'm
Brom
gonna
would sit
shoot
out there
out the
with him.
window like
Yep,
a
we're all
fucking
here.
bird. I'm
We're
gonna
all
I'm
here.
gonna fly down a pole that wasn't there before, and I'm gonna just in my skivvies, because I'm a dragon, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna whip out my violin and just like quietly accentuate your singing. You're the lead vocalist, but I'm there like way too intensely, like getting into it like a 90s music video in the background.
I love it. Good evening, Caer-Dineval!
It just echoes totally empty. But yes.
No, you're not
Action
singing.
back.
You're not singing to no one. You're singing to the army of snowmen we built.
That's true.
that's exactly
what I'm
right.
doing.
Well, Brom would have gone out with his papers since he still has to write, to his order and stuff and copy what what's his name wrote.
That's
Yep.
good. So
Sure
then
that.
Demon guy.
the next few hours are fairly uneventful as you are all locked away behind the castle walls. At some point in the night, a blizzard rolls through.
When doesn't it?
Azarus is
snow in my joints.
covered in a couple inches of snow.
Fantastic.
Aww.
And other than that, the night passes without event. You arise the next quote-unquote morning as the green aurora fade off to the east and suppress the sun for another day. Icewind Dale, left in the dark,
Brom
is yours.
You know, those never get old.
Brom has all of Brom nods. He would have gotten up early despite going to bed late. He finished penning all of his letters, inking and stamping them using stuff that he stole from Caldroth, which he does not feel even a little bit guilty about. All of his pens, all of his inks, all of his expensive paper.
Take his fucking shirts too. running his shit.
Brom is just like wearing his shirt now, wearing his pants.
Take his fucking chain. Take his ice too.
Take his ice. He's just like, he just got his ice in a mug. Gonna drink him. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's weird.
Rox, you're muted.
Too far.
Oh, I was muted on purpose.
Okay.
I'm over here
I
dying.
should have been muted for that. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna behave now.
Neo kind of like gets up, and you see him walk out of the room with a pan over the top of his head and bacon sizzling on it. Anybody ready for bacon?
Yes.
He just passes the pan around so everybody can.
Yes.
Let me
can't
finish
eat.
doing my hair.
Or smell.
I have no hair, but I'm doing it.
I have been playing a Fire Genasi for literally a year. How did I never think of doing this?
Modern
you are the
problems require
superior
modern
Fire
solutions.
Genasi. You're better at this than me.
I have to give the credit to Al.
Yeah,
It's
think
so
outside the
cute.
box.
Teamwork makes the
It's
dream work.
precious.
Just extremely
Can you-
precious.
T, I know that you finished making his model already, but can you add a frying pan?
Bacon.
No.
An optional bacon attachment.
Optional bacon. Put little strips on top of his head.
That would be.
No, I
so
can't.
funny.
Clip on bacon.
You have to do it before this
Yeah.
stage.
Oh
So cute.
my.
But
So where are we going next?
Anyways,
like I did with Mirth's violin.
I love it.
how is Warwar today?
Still cold.
Aren't we all? I mean,
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he's any closer to shaking off this curse. Is he thawed at all, or is it still just as horrible as it was?
It seems just as horrible as it was. He's shaking just as hard. He's stuttering just as much. He seems to be moving about with purpose. It's more like he's trying to power through than anything else.
Stay in the Great Hall. Stay near the fire, though. You know.
Yeah.
And I want to tell the butler to make sure that he stays in near the fire and stuff, and make sure that he has a reason to stay inside. Bring him paperwork to do, stuff like that. Make sure he's safe.
We will.
Give him the amulet
And-
back.
bad idea.
What'd you say?
No,
No,
don't
we
give
should
him
not give him
amulet
his
back.
amulet back.
Yeah, wouldn't that be
He's
bad?
so cold.
Because of the demon or whatever.
Yeah, well,
Also-
then it has physical connection to him. Also, if he's betrayed it, it could probably make the issue worse.
True.
It
True
also,
fact.
Yeah,
it's less the medallion fixes it, and more like what the medallion symbolized is what was warming him. You know,
Yeah,
it's a
I think
metaphor.
yeah, and I think they physically are still. I think they physically still been afflicted with death by colds. No matter what, it's just they are preserved like Levestus himself in ice when they're wearing it. So I think he just has to power through this, unfortunately.
Buy him some more clothes.
I am also going to tell him that we'll probably be at the North Look in Bryn Shandar, or whichever town it is. If anything gets worse, I'm telling the butler this of where to reach us if anything gets worse.
Absolutely, thank you for that. We will do our best. He did seem reticent during the attack. I actually specifically remember him being uncomfortable with the entire situation.
Well, yeah, he's a kid, so don't push him too hard.
We'll do our
But-
best to train him up right.
Get his head right, yeah. He'll do good. He's a hard worker when he wants to be, so make sure he wants it.
Absolutely. We'll do our best.
Thank you.
Brom nods as he seems thoughtful. There's definitely something that he's shared most of what he had to say, so it seems like there's something that he might not be sharing, but keeps to himself. He's finished writing his thick packet of letters. In case one gets lost, he's got like 3 backups.
Good
I'm also
plan. The Pony Express. The Yak
Yeah.
Express.
hell.
So, looks like there's, on a greater level, there's a red dragon that is doing something terrible. And we need to explore eventually with odd lands to the west. Is that correct? Broad strokes?
I think
Where did that
so.
come from?
So, broad
That's from last
strokes,
time.
there is the allusion to the fortress where something is going on. I'm moving the wrong map. There was an allusion to a fortress. There was the pointing out of a thawed area on your map that might have something of use that's far to the west. There is the conclusion of the Schwinga quest back at Bryn Shandar.
Yep.
There is, those are the hanging chads right now of the group as I know them.
Well,
We never did actually finish getting Garrett home. Did Garrett take himself home?
You were, when you left
Okay,
him
cool.
last, you were confident
Good
he
deal.
was going to be making his way back
Sweet.
himself.
Well, I mean, I suppose we just start heading for Bryn Shandar then. If whatever
We do.
mysterious thing is like more west, then Bryn Shandar's already headed off there. So we head there first.
And then
That's
what I
take
was
thinking.
trail down.
Yeah,
Good idea.
Yeah.
All right,
Brom
Azra's put on the
agrees.
GPS.
that was a whole function
GPS.
on the Azra's thing, by the way. Azra's probably wouldn't be able to come up with that easily, but there you go.
Nice. Good work.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Woohoo.
Brom,
Yeah.
at this town before they go, Brom would want to get more rations.
Oh,
He'd
yeah,
want to
okay.
get an extra cloak, some fresh water, and he would want to mail at least 2 of those letters, one of them to the head of his order and one of them to his master Boudica.
Absolutely. You're certainly able to make those arrangements. The people in town are less standoffish than when you arrived. It's not that they're happy about hearing that the speaker's actually okay, as much as just accepting that, it's, you get the sense that they don't care much about what the speaker says or does.
Okay, but they're gonna care about Warwar. It's fine. All right. To Bryn Shandar.
Oh, wait, there was one thing I wanted to inquire about possibly before we headed off, and
Sure.
this is slightly out of character. Is it possible I could find, and this is gonna sound a little weird, like a travel harness, something I could do to effectively become a walking pack mule, like for the party's gear? 'Cause I can carry a lot of weight, so like in case we get some heavy stuff, some kind of like
Oh, like some
Just
weight
get you a
straps?
toboggan.
something like that. I could just like I could put stuff on my back to carry stuff for you guys.
I think
That's
that's
kind.
adorable. And yeah, can't we just like repurpose some horse barding and resize it?
I mean, I'm
Just, like,
probably big enough.
yeah, we could just strap you up and
Think
figure
about
out
it.
a way that
If
we
you
can-
stand up, your average horse is like what, like 9-ish feet? I'm like 9 feet. It can't be that hard.
It's basically the same.
So
The same thing. Horse, robot. Come on, let's.
you do some looking through Caer-Dineval, and Lane knows that Caer-Dineval doesn't, it has a general store, but it's not really known for trade in that regard. Horse barding is not easy to come by in Icewind Dale. Horses eat a lot, and if you recall, it's been winter for 3 years.
That's right.
Fair.
Yeah.
So the majority of their means of transportation are with dog sleds, because the dogs are more than happy to eat, whale fat and fish and all the other things that the rest of the people in Icewind Dale subsist on.
Well, let's
You
just
could
buy a
rig you
dog
up
sled
with
then.
rope.
Yeah, I was gonna say a toboggan is probably gonna be your best bet.
Yeah, I could just pull it.
Your best bet is
Yeah.
probably a dog sled pulled by Azarus.
It's a robot.
Hey.
Hey,
Aw, robo sled.
Got
I
you,
ain't mad
friends.
about it.
I'm here to help.
Do we got enough money for that?
I don't have
Yeah.
any money. I'm a robot.
We might have enough money. Wait, Brom has money. I
Yeah,
forgot
don't
about
you
it.
have like 1,000?
Oh, more than that.
Have a window because I can do that too if you need me to.
Yeah, Brom has like a ton of money. Let me see.
Why? I still don't understand how that works.
He has to pay it all back eventually, is what's going to happen. But I think he's got some bonus right
it's
now.
all on credit.
It's all in
Great.
credit.
We have
Not
a
all of
credit
it. We
card.
okay, you guys. You have 360 that are not credit card.
That
How
all
much
we
is it?
have collectively, or
Does it?
Well,
If it was the
Brom
one-
has it, but you guys can spend it.
Brom
Yeah,
already
sure,
had
Daddy.
money.
All right,
I
so
don't even have pockets to have money in. To be
An
perfectly
imp-
honest.
let's
An
just make sure we have.
an empty
I'm sorry,
sled.
DM. Go ahead.
I was saying, an empty sled in Caer-Dineval is a little bit more expensive than in one of the larger cities because they're much harder to find. As you look around,
We
you
could
can
just wait.
find one for 35 gold pieces.
That's easy money.
Okay. Spent.
Spend it. You have an Azarus sled.
I have 13 gold to my name, and I'm just like, I have a family back home that I need to save for, and you're just spending 35 gold on a sled.
Your husband's gonna be like, get a job.
All right. No, here it is. All right, here
I'm
it is,
just
Lane.
panicking inside.
All right, here it is, Lane. You take the Azarus sled. You go from town to town delivering parcels, and then boom,
Great.
it's
We've
Icewind
become the
Dale's
Pony
Amazon right there.
We've become the Pony Express.
you're Lane Bezos at that point. Like you just you know.
Lane is already my last name. Don't attach Bezos to it.
I don't know how this works.
So
A
as
blacksmith gave me
you-
my name.
you're able to collect everything that you need, the clothing and the rations are only going to cost 6 silver by the time it
Okay.
all is said and done, depending on, a reasonable number of rations.
Yeah, it's just.
If anybody
it's
has
just
any tears or rips on their outfits, Mirth is going to go around and darn them.
I got
Sorry,
these pins in
it's
my chest that I can't seem to get out.
5 silver pieces per day's worth, not just 5 silver pieces.
So there's 10 silvers to a gold, right? Or is it
Correct.
100?
Yes. It's 10 silver.
10.
So he's gonna get like 5, 6.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Like
I
7.
will actually, because I'm from around here, I will look for if there's any, like, packages that do need to be sent, because that's neighborly.
The people are quite happy, especially with you being a native.
Yeah.
In fact, more than a few recognize you and recognize Achilles Laneheart and
Great.
nod and are appreciative. And yeah, it's not too difficult for you to collect a decent number of parcels that even if you take them to the next town, next village,
Okay,
could be
Amazon, I
helpful in
hate
getting
this.
them closer.
Yeah.
Brom just got a bunch
Just-
of new rations. And before they set off, Brom offers to let them. Well, Brom offers to use his new ring of augury to ask if they should head back, or if he offers 3 things. One of them is they can ask Torm if going back is the right move right now, maybe, or he can see if are they going to meet misfortune on the way back if they decide to go. If he doesn't want to ask Torm, they just want to ask a fortune question. What would they like him to do?
Well, I mean, I can tell you that a blizzard's going to appear given our luck. So that's probably going to be covered under is misfortune happening.
You could say,
So,
is misfortune that isn't a blizzard going to happen?
We could ask
Living.
that.
It's like a monkey
Blizzards don't
cough.
count. They're sort of a
Blizzards-
staple.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Do it. I want to see this thing in action.
Yeah, let's It's true.
Show us your bling,
It is-
bling,
it is,
bling.
It is a new
If
toy.
you want to avoid the
Brom looks increasingly embarrassed the more everyone stares at him while he's
Just
holding
bling,
his ring.
bling,
But
bling, bling,
Okay, okay.
I hope Neil like pops up and he's just like
bling,
bling.
bling, bling.
If you want to avoid the blizzard,
Okay.
confusion, ask him if you run into anything that would be misfortune for me, because the blizzard wouldn't bother me that much. Technicalities.
Picks up the ring
Yep.
carefully and would focus on it. Will there be misfortune that is not a blizzard on our way back?
To answer that question, I need some dice rolls. So,
Take a chance.
Niffer, if you would roll a d8, Al, if you'd roll a d4, Rox, if you would roll a d12, and if the other two of you would roll a d4 each.
Oh, we're just rolling for the weather right now. Okay. 3 on the D8.
3 on the d8. Al,
D4.
4.
3 on the D4.
okay. Rox on the d12.
3.
3
How many threes did we get?
That's
I got a
funny, you're
4.
right.
is
I
a
think we got
lot.
4 threes.
And that-
Hey.
T, what was on yours?
4.
4.
We got 4 threes and a 4.
All right.
Good job, guys. That's like coordination. We're like
We did
we're
I
it.
Like, we're like in
know.
sync or something.
Right.
I don't know.
So
That's
to
pretty cool, I feel
answer
like.
that question, will you run into trouble on the way back to Bryn Shandar? The answer. Okay, so Augury, you get wheel, woe, wheel and woe,
Wheel and
or
woe.
nothing. So, woe is the response that you get.
Of course. Yep.
Ooh.
Great. But we
Good
know it's
fortune.
coming.
So we go anyway?
I mean,
You have to be prepared for it.
Yeah, that's better than nothing, right?
We've gotten through worse.
Agreed.
Do we have healing potions? Like, what do we have in our med kit here?
That's a good question, actually.
I'm gonna open up Azarus's shelf and look
It's
inside
just-
the med cabinet.
Aw.
And just be
I'm like Bender.
"What's
I
in
have a
here?"
chest. I have a stomach compartment. Oh, that's great.
Aww.
We keep
Can you imagine?
perishables in here.
that's flawless.
So cute. Can you imagine just all our rations?
Like a refrigerator.
In a fridge.
Spend most of his time
Multi-purpose.
outside.
Drying some fish jerky in there.
Just
You're
try
the
some-
icebox.
This was not in the manual.
You guys are killing me, please.
Love it.
I can't.
No. You guys would put the fish on like his heat vents.
Yeah,
so
just
that they
put
could
them on the
like,
exhaust vents, let them dry
yeah,
out.
just like, yeah,
Well,
exactly.
something.
There you go.
Can you imagine if we run into enemies and they see this like walking campsite robot of fear and they're like, I'm terrified, but also, how come there's fish jerky?
But also now I'm hungry.
It
I'm
just
horrified.
means that
It's
Delicious.
insanely
All-
convenient.
all of you are full of food. That's all the monsters care about.
That's the reasonable
Oh,
thing. I mean,
that's
if the
true.
robots got food inside of them, these other guys, I mean, come on.
They
you
must
know?
be well fed.
Common sense.
That's true.
To answer your question, I
There's-
have no idea what's in your med kit.
Yeah, that's right. You don't keep track of stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll have to look.
I don't keep track.
Let me see. I think last time I took notes was a hot minute ago.
This is really easy for me because I don't have it.
I'm gonna start taking better notes after this session because that has fallen apart a little bit.
Hey,
We can.
I have a possible plan of action for how to get maybe some useful gear. Why don't we ask the asshole whose life we just saved?
True.
So, like,
we could
maybe
read
if you
the
go, hey, we're gonna
cover
head
too.
out. You have any stuff you can give us to help us on the journey? He might be a little inclined to, I don't know, do
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
And
but
he
you're
doesn't-
not. You're not
Yeah.
allowed to
No.
incline him.
DM,
Yes.
would it be okay
Not
in
out
the
the window.
interest of finding greater plot? Could we hand wave him that? If that would be okay? Not trying to overstep bounds, but I
Nope.
foresee 45 minutes of barter.
The,
Oh yeah, I'm fine with
Yeah.
that.
the answer you
We
get
don't
is
need
no.
Archie then.
Ah,
So that's
well,
that's the narrative hand wave.
No. No.
He will not. He doesn't have
Yes,
enough to
no.
part with, as he is suddenly
Fair.
very concerned about pulling everything back together after a cult having wiped out his fortress.
It's
It actually
true.
sounds fairly responsible of him, and so
I
you're
agree.
you're left walking away wondering, you know, we didn't get the answer we wanted, but maybe he's on the right track.
But you know what that is? Growth.
It is.
Actually, I think Mirth would shoulder Lane and be like, "Hey, it worked. He's listening."
I think the window helped personally.
Maybe just a little bit.
Well, I mean, I say we got all these parcels we were checking out. Feel like we take them to the next town, deliver them, see if maybe we get some kind of fee or something for it, some compensation. Maybe someone even hands out a potion or two.
We are being kind to our neighbors.
I'm not saying they pay us.
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying
money.
in return for the favor, they do a favor for us.
We will see.
Nothing's free in this world.
You're only Bezos if you do a capitalism. Calm down. Everything's gonna be fine. There's no capitalism happening here yet.
Brom
There's
is going
no
to say, if they have any healing potions they can buy here, Brom will put the money out. That's fine.
There are no healing potions in Caer-Dineval.
They don't have anything.
No healing potions.
Place sucks.
So we're gonna have to keep going.
On to the next town. We gotta go.
All right, so
Place
Bryn
bites.
Shandar's the next road. Let's go.
So,
All right.
heading south, down the path and then to the east way, and making your way over is quite a journey through the snow. With Azarus pulling a dog sled behind, you're able to begin making fair progress. The packed snow of the roads are mostly visible just by the pillars that stick up every half mile or so to give you some semblance of the paths between towns. Lane would know that before the snow fell that these were simply mile markers along the way, just to keep people going the right way during the worst of blizzards, but now they've been invaluable in guiding the people of Icewind Dale to each of the various towns. Your first couple hours pass uneventfully, but 3 hours in, a blizzard begins to set in.
Hey.
The wind picks up, the snow starts to fall.
We're gonna do our routine.
We're already used
Yep,
to this.
we got this down.
Formation, kids. Let's do this.
Igloo.
We have a sled now. We can tie into the sled so everyone's together.
So the question of a
Igloo
blizzard
time.
is, do you want to push forward or do you want to settle down?
I'm gonna say we
Settle
ford it
down.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Or
in
is
agreement.
Yeah, you can't fight Mother Nature. You're just gonna get curb stomped. We're
Yeah,
not gonna
agree.
push this if we don't have to.
Yeah.
If
tis
something's
true.
chasing us with greater threat than a blizzard, then perhaps. But as it is, like, what are you gonna do?
Yep.
Also, like,
Yeah.
we
Don't give
can't
him any
be-
Brom's in
ideas.
agreement.
we can't be the
Oh.
only people that are traveling the roads. Are there like previously used shelters anywhere?
Because of how sporadic the blizzards are, there's no
What do you mean sporadic?
Easy
We've had
access.
one literally every time.
I guess
yes,
we have bad luck.
but
Okay.
at different times.
Like,
There
the times
Okay.
are...
there's no
It's just been one
Rhyme or
blizzard that's
reason.
following us around.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
You settle down, you build your snow igloo at about 11 in the morning. The snow continues and it falls. And it falls and the winds howl. And it falls and they howl and hours pass. Are you going to
as
wait
we're-
out the blizzard? So we'll do it this way. 3 hours pass, and the blizzard does not seem to be letting up in the slightest.
Keep going.
Guess we'll have to wait then. Brom rereads the journal over and over again,
Yep.
and we'll try and do some insight into what's going on. He has the time. It's been hours.
Yep.
As you work through the journal, there's not too much you draw from it, more than the names of people. It's obviously the list of recruits that they've gotten and been sending for weeks now. You do pick up a note of concern in there that Caldrith has this little footnote about wondering if Levistus can hear him anymore. But that's about it.
He kind of rubs the back of his head, wondering why a priest of Torm would have turned against him. But I guess that's obviously not a question that he can ask anyone right now. Just stares at the page. for a long. It's kind of unhealthy, actually. He's sitting there with this book with a candle, like rereading the passage over and over again, looking thoughtful in his own weird little Brom world.
We're just gonna put his snout on your shoulder and go, "What you doing?"
Seeing if I can find more evidence. He lies. He sure lies a lot for a paladin.
You sure lie a lot for a paladin.
That's good.
Now you made me cough. No.
Oh, I fell out of
He
my
just looks.
fucking
He looks
chair.
at him and then just kind of was like,
Hang on, we've lost our fighter.
Oh, god damn it.
we
Oh,
killed
God.
him. We killed Azarus
I fell
finally.
out of my fucking chair, Al.
You fed me that line. You were like, "Take this gift," and I was like, "Don't mind if I do."
You made this? I made this.
And without even bothering a roll, of course, you can tell that Brom is lying.
Well, I'm just thinking, that's all. He says, closing the book finally.
What will
There's a
happen
whole-
when they receive your letter?
I don't know. There's a whole city in peril. They have to know, but I think whatever's going on it's a complicated situation. Someone clipped
Thank you,
it, damn it!
Purple.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Well done, Purple.
Good.
But yeah, he I don't know what's going to happen to them or why he would make this deal. All of our followers are, well, at least our priests are devout. We hear the word of Torm. Why would he make a deal like this? It must be of something of great consequence to him.
Pause and out
And-
of character, just to make sure that Al gets this so that we can have a cool roleplay moment, perhaps.
Yeah.
So, the paladin in this book decided to give up something. He sacrificed himself, or did he turn evil?
He's a cleric, I believe, like a high cleric, because they have like 10 different clerical ranks, and they're all very clearly defined. I can never remember them but he was a high cleric and an overseer of the city, it sounds like, and he didn't necessarily turn evil, but he made some sort of bargain with dark forces that gave up his city to not Levestus, but to devils, basically. Unbeknownst to the population or anyone else. So they think they're protected from evil when they're in fact not, and they're open to being attacked now.
What I think I will add to that you would know, and you would have reason to know because they are a priest of Torm, it would be something talked about. About 40 years ago, this city, Elturel. Elturel, sorry, I couldn't find my note. Elturel.
No, it's just big in our Thursday campaign. So
Oh, yep.
I've been there a lot.
Uh-huh. About 40 years ago, it was overrun by vampires.
What?
And a high priest of Torm made some arrangements, and a massive holy light called the Companion was put in place above it
That's what the companion is.
destroyed
Cute.
the vampires, destroyed their army, and basically saved the city. And this high priest instilled himself as the leader of the city. So what the common knowledge is that he found a way to save the city through Torm's grace, of course. That's the common knowledge. This book seems to imply something else was going.
Wow.
Looks that he
so
made
the
some
truth
kind
is
of bargain.
It's not Torm, it's devils. Well, that sucks.
Correct.
Says. So what's the name of the city?
Elturel.
Elturel. And is that up here near 10 Towns, or is that down south?
It's down south.
It sounds like a down south thing. Most places
Well, it's
around
the-
here don't
it's the
have a name like
coast.
that. Well, I love
Yeah.
that. Excuse you.
Sorry.
I'm from the coast. It's not so bad. Someday. If you ever get a vacation, I like it.
No, I wasn't saying like coast is bad. It's just far away. I live on the coast technically.
It's troubling news.
I just realized that Mirth is like Florida man.
Oh my gosh.
Also, it occurs to me that like Brom is pretty much delivering some basically heretical information now.
What up?
But yeah, he's sending it. It's what he do. The only thing that he can't do.
Heresy. You're doing the right thing by what you believe. Somebody
Also-
has to bring this up. If it's not true, then it's not true.
Yeah.
But you are doing what is in alignment with your duties as a paladin.
Due
This
diligence,
is the
man.
right thing to do.
He just seems
Look this.
troubled, but not.
Look what I can do. Mirth
Oh.
turns and water bends. He pulls water out of a canteen and draws your name and says, "I just figured this out." Cool, right?
I like that. He says. So he, of course, like no thoughts. His angst is gone. He's been distracted by water. It's worked.
Excellent. I've been like teaching a card game to Neo in the corner, just like this whole time.
Neo's retaining none of the card game.
That's fine.
Unless it's one of those ones where you teach like kids to swear.
No, I was
what
gonna
is-
say it's just trash. It's the game I play with my 4-year-olds.
He's still retaining none of it.
No, you and then you flip that card. No, yeah, that's your due diligence, Brom. You're doing great. No, not that card. Just okay.
I'll just
Heart is
pop in
on
front of the door
fire.
and like.
Like
Heart is on fire.
Card is on fire. Is that what you said?
little Bubby is
Like,
sitting next to
punches
him
the
like with
card.
cards. Little
Can
Bubby
you
is
imagine
just
just
putting
Neil
more
like
cards
like
on fire.
like super punching each card, just like.
I can imagine that. Fist of the North card. I can, Neo, I'm so glad that Neo is an fairly even-tempered hero. In one of my other games, we have a Firebug where I actively get stressed. Every time we get ready, I'm like, no, please God, no! And it's just, everything's on fire, and I'm like,
But you have fire. No.
yeah.
What?
It's so dangerous.
What is the highest passive perception of the group?
Uh-oh.
Boy, no.
Listen,
Not
we
mine.
established our highest intelligence was 12. Please don't expect anything from us.
Listen.
My passive perception is also 12. so-
Mine is. Let me see. My passive.
I don't even know where my passive perception
What is my passive perception?
Hi everyone.
This is a good
Welcome
question.
to TPK.
Um,
This is our 10th session.
12.
12. 11th
I have
session.
a 12.
Oh my.
Not me.
It's a
For
wisdom.
some
I
reason,
think-
my brain will forever be stuck on like 3.5 characters.
11.
I think 12 is our highest.
So we have a entire group with intelligence and wisdom as the dump stats, which is
Hey.
so awesome.
Whoa.
Hey, my wisdom is 14. Okay.
So
And your
the,
passive is 12. Great.
so the only
Sorry?
forewarning that you get
Oh.
is the crash and growl as the side of your igloo collapses and the face of an
Damn
ice
it.
troll shoves
Oh
in.
no.
Hey, what?
And that's where we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break.
Oh.
All
I
right.
swear to God, that's like my
Um,
nightmare in every survival real life TV show. What do you say? Oh, I hate that so much. Where they'd be like, I'm out in the woods.
As
and a bear
someone who
better
has
not
actually
attack
had a
me."
bear come within like spitting distance of their tent before, it's harrowing in that like you recognize in the moment like, okay, if I play this wrong, I'm probably dead. But like once you realize how little like they give a fuck about your existence, you're kind of just like, oh, okay. Like
Al,
The
you
first
were
minute,
Foxy. Al, you were in the middle of what you were saying.
like,
Oh, I was just making a joke about bears and how concerned I am that this bear is a troll.
Perfect.
Much worse than normal
Okay.
bear.
big scary
We-
bear.
We will be back in less than 5 minutes and
Oh,
see what they do about a troll with a head through the side.
Oh my God.
All right.
This is fine.
Fight
Be right
this
back.
guy.
I thought we were.
Wait.
Oh,
I would like little
Wait,
Bubby
wait,
on the
wait.
map, please.
Little Bubby, I'll put Little Bubby on the map.
Oh right, we
In
have
the
map.
troll's maw. I'm worried we're gonna die.
Wait,
Alright.
did you just say put little Bubby in the troll's maw? No.
No, I
Oh,
didn't
also,
say
I should
that.
probably get my HP back, huh?
Yep, everybody fill up your HP. We are back, coming way back in hot. And I gave everyone this. Oh, I need to make the troll on the right layer so that that is
Troll
properly
in the igloo.
terrifying.
Hey,
Thought you
friendo.
ought to know.
Oh, it's big.
It's,
Oh no no no!
It's
As,
big.
That's a big boy.
as soon as the wall of the igloo collapses, a bitter cold, much colder than just the surrounding weather, invades your formerly warm little hidey hole. I don't have a good little bubby to put on here.
Okay.
Um,
Just put the cat back on.
It's the cat. The cat.
I'll toss. I've got
Do it. Give me a cat. I dare ya.
Where'd the bat go?
Oh, no.
Give me Beans. Fun fact for everyone: Lane's cat back home is named Beans.
Oh,
Just so you know.
that's really cute.
I
Yes.
love that, actually.
Yep.
I
Just
like the name.
that's your trivia. The cat is named Beans.
There we go. All right. So there is
That works.
I have to give you
That is
control
cute.
of it.
Thank you.
And
Fly, my bubby.
Hello, Bubby.
controlled by Niffer. Save changes.
Hello, Bubby.
There you go. There is your little
Thank
bubby.
I can't help but notice that I'm the closest to this troll, and I'm sad about that.
Don't you worry.
Mm.
I'll fix that.
So,
Mhm.
Doing great.
a little bit of a reminder for my random encounters. If you would like to make this a combat encounter, you can, as your action, say I roll initiative, and we will go into a normal initiative order. Otherwise, all of you will get actions of some kind. The creature chasing after you will get actions of some kind. And it's up to you whether you want to fight it or otherwise try to escape. Now, there is an additional problem. The blizzard is still going on.
Well, I think the first thing Azarus would do is just like immediately like try to like knock Mirth out of the way, as he wouldn't want him to be closest to this thing. So he would kind of like immediately just like dive forward, grab Mirth, and just like yank him out of the way and like swap places with him. Basically, the game plan.
Okay.
It's like you should be over
Endo.
there, please. Thank you.
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
I am good at those. I think.
As
Yes.
the troll's arm shoves through past its head, and this long, lanky fingered hand just
I got me a
right
15.
over Mirth's shoulder.
Got me a 15.
15's enough. You yank Mirth out of the way, pulling Mirth and switching positions with him.
Yay.
Well done.
You will not harm my friends.
That's it.
Yo.
That's right.
As for the cold that I mentioned being even more so than the cold of outside, the fire that you traditionally put in the center of your little igloo went out immediately.
Project.
Oh,
Brom is going to try and intimidate the troll, I guess, by yelling at it as soon as it breaks in.
That was my game plan. Go
All
for it.
right. So
Do it.
Brom, go ahead
you
and
help
roll
me?
intimidation.
Can you help me intimidate?
Can I assist in the inspiration somehow?
Let's hope-
No, because you've taken an action.
It's true. I already got Mirth out of there. Go ahead, have fun. You got it. I believe in you.
I got dibs on next.
Oh boy.
Take my belief.
Ugh.
That's all you need.
I'm taking your belief. I'm just also scared. I think you got like a
Go
1
forward,
last
do it.
time. Yeah, 13.
13. So, you, stand up and growl back at it? What does intimidating the troll look like to
Look,
Brom?
look big.
Hey, bear.
Brom Brom was sitting, but he gets up and goes, ah! Really loud. At the troll. He's
It-
also grabbing his sword as he's doing that, but
You yell at the troll that just had its snack pulled out of its claw, looks down, looks at you with like just this confused look on his face and goes, it doesn't seem impressed.
Ah, well, that's unfortunate.
I'm gonna cast darkness and hope like, oh, you can't see us, you're gonna lose interest in us. Come on, no object permanence.
Okay?
I can see through it
Right.
because I am special.
You can,
So
and no one else can.
and no one else can.
When you do that,
Yeah, you
Merce,
just made us all blind, and it has dark
Oh,
vision.
It has dark vision, but it can't
Fuck.
see through magical dark.
Can't see through magical
can.
darkness.
I can. So I'm just
Well-
like, guys, we're gonna go dark and just whoop.
That
And I'm
grunt
gonna
of
like
that grunt of confusion from before returns again. Arr, arr.
everyone hush. Everyone hush. And just see
Rocks.
if we can scope it out.
Neo heard hush, so Neo doesn't make a sound.
It's just like, I'm doing that.
Brom doesn't make any more noise, but he takes his sword out and waits.
Yeah.
Same.
He's going to prepare his action to stab this thing if it tries to go for anyone near him.
If I see it go like start clawing at somebody, I'm gonna drop the darkness. But for now, it's just if we could just freeze.
Okay.
Not literally.
Interesting choice of words. Neo, go ahead and make a stealth check. Mirth, you were pulled out of harm's way. What is your plan?
gonna eat a candy, but I'll put it down. Let's see. The dark blue is water around us, right?
It's just dark out. That's the generally speaking the quote unquote road that you're following.
Okay. Are we rolling initiative for this, or is this?
You can, if
We
you
are
would like to
trying
make
to
it
avoid it.
combat, say I roll initiative, and if you do,
But you
then
guys
you
wanna
and the
fight?
monster will roll initiative.
Out of character, do you guys want to fight or run?
I
Aldi,
mean, I'm
do you
happy with
wanna
killing
fight?
it. You know how I am.
Well,
Al loves fighting.
You already know
Merc
how
doesn't
I
like
am.
fighting, but I like fighting.
Listen, y'all ever ate?
Yeah.
Y'all ever ate troll? I'm saying it could be a health. It could be a nice hearty meal.
I'm rolling initiative.
Okay.
Well-
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I wasted a spell
Well,
slot
okay.
on this.
The spell stays.
Does.
Oh, and the 18. Let's talk about it.
Just trying to avoid combat
So,
here. That's fine.
The ice trolls rolled initiative. You've rolled initiative. You
Oh,
you don't
we
have
don't
to
all
roll
have to?
initiative. No,
Oh,
you don't.
Then I recant. I don't want to roll initiative.
You don't have
Oh.
to roll initiative, but they
Wait,
have.
what? Am I the only one gonna fight this?
Oh, are you kidding me? No, I'm in.
Okay, thanks.
Give me a 6, unfortunately, for initiative. But I'm in.
It's okay.
Yeah, Brom got a 7. Not great.
Remember when you're doing that to click your tokens?
Oh, I didn't roll.
Yeah, I
That's the
forgot.
DM
My bad.
voice inside of my head.
Here, let me.
All right, what was the result? Foxy.
It was a 6.
6. Okay.
Good old -1 to initiative.
And then Brom, what was yours?
7. Wasn't much better.
6.
At least I'm in front.
Yeah, roll. Lane, you sure you don't want to roll initiative as well?
I will have that count for initiative, yes.
Okay.
If the rest of you are in this,
Thanks,
I have
God.
already used one spell slot for you.
The children have run onto the playground. It is too late.
But now we get a surprise.
It begins.
It's not a surprise round because none of you can see either. I'm the only
That's-
one that can see
Oh
it.
God, that's
Very
right.
true.
Why did you guys decide to fight?
Fight! Fight!
Literally-
Fight!
I told you to just hush, and this is what you do.
Nope, everyone wants to fight.
I'm the
Everyone
rebel.
wants to fight. This is fine.
The
He pulled up with smoke.
the way that it is gonna go down, essentially, there is a punishment when you fail a skill challenge each round. All of you basically failed it, so I need you all, except for Lane and Mirth, who was knocked out of the way. So I need Neo, Brom, and Azaris to make Constitution saving throws.
I'm kind of good at those. Here we go.
Cool.
Oh, that's a saving throw. Hold up. That's just a skill check. That was the wrong thing.
No, oh no.
Oh, bad.
T fails.
Very
That
bad.
voice.
I got a 4.
Neo fails.
No.
Y'all.
Neo.
There it is. That's the right button.
And Azaris.
Sorry, I gotta do math. What's 7 plus 5?
12.
That number.
Okay. You also no, you pass.
Woo!
So you take 4
Yeah.
cold damage,
Okay, cool. I can accept 4. 4
while
isn't
the
that bad.
the other 2 of you take 8.
Oh, I can.
Ooh.
Falling.
8 could be worse though. Like you.
Allie.
Could be worse.
And we are in full combat. So, Mirth and Neo, you two are tied for first. You can either choose amongst yourselves, or if you can't choose, it's whoever has a higher dex.
Mercy can go first.
I'm worried about you.
Yeah, but
you're
you
closer
started
to
this.
him.
Okay.
You also started.
You started
You
this.
started this. It's fine. Mirth is an instigator. Mirth is like a shitty little man that can't like always back up what he says, but he'll like throw the shade and then
That's
run
what
away
you have the
with it.
robot for.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Neo, did you just appreciably take a lot of damage? What happened there? Out of character.
Just the
Frozen?
cold damage.
Okay, because this thing is freezing cold.
Yep.
Okay.
In character, it's completely dark, and you heard a yelp from
Oh god.
Neo, Brom, and Azarus.
Yeah.
I'm going to reach
I yelp?
out and
And Blaine just going shh, 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 shh.
I just
going to
imagine
reach
like he
out.
makes like a
We're gonna
honk.
let Al have Al's turn.
thank you. I'm gonna reach
Yes.
out and put my hand flat on like poof, on the back of Azarus's like on his back, and I'm going to whisper, "Have at him, old boy. I'm gonna give you bardic inspiration," and then I'm going to Neo's across from me. I think I'm going to flail out my hand, maybe like knocking into Brom, who's in front of me a little bit, just flapping. And I think I'm going to stumble away from the grunting and heavy breathing of the troll. And I am going to probably go back onto the road.
Okay.
I don't know how far the darkness goes, but I'm going to go. I actually think I'm going to like.
I also don't know how
Jog.
far the darkness goes. Let me check.
Yeah, I'm going to book it back here. And I don't.
It's a 15-foot radius. It's not that far.
Oh, am I out of the dark now?
Yes.
Isn't that
I-
a Spider-Man like musical? Anyways, I'm sorry.
I don't
go ahead.
know what that is. But yeah, I would have centered it right on the ice troll. So
Oh, centered
That's
on
an oval.
troll. Sure.
Okay, so I bardic inspiration. I use my move action, and then for my spell that I'm gonna do, I'm going to cast. Oh God, not that.
I also would like to cast Oh God, Not That at the ice troll.
I'm going to cast 15-foot range. I'm trying to decide whether I would do a magical illusion to try and lure it away from all of you, but its head is in the darkness, so I don't think that's going to be relevant. So instead, what I'm going to do is cast. I think I'm just going to buff Azarus a lot. I'm going to cast Heroism on you.
Does heroism say target you can see?
Oh, bloody hell.
I'm
probably.
so sorry, everyone.
That really was that was a choice. Let me
Yep.
see. Heroism.
I'm sorry that our choices don't align right now. I love you as a person.
Oh, you know what? A DM, and
Yes.
it says a willing creature you touch
It's
is
a
imbued with
touch.
bravery. Could I have that be my touch thing I do?
Yes.
As well. Okay, so I'm gonna do it twice. So as Azarus, I go boom boom, and I like patch it back.
Double
And
tap.
so I bardic inspire, and then I imbue you with heroism, which is a willing creature you touch is imbued with bravery. Till the spell ends, you are immune to being frightened, and you get temporary HP equal to my spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each of your turns. Cool. So that is going to be. What is my ability modifier? I will get back to you on that in just a
Probably your charisma mod.
Yeah, it is your charisma. I think it's 4 or 5.
Yeah. No, my charisma is just a 3.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, 3 is 3.
Yeah.
3 more 10 hit points than I would have had.
I think.
Yay!
Yeah, and they'll start every turn, so have at. And then I'm going to
Move out there.
skitter out of the darkness.
Sure.
And then I'll end my turn.
So, a couple things as you leave the quote-unquote protection of the igloo. The blizzard is roaring around you, and you
Forgot about
find
the
it
blizzard.
you find it incredibly difficult to see more than 15 feet away from you.
Oh, dang it.
So even without the darkness,
I deserve this.
everything close is obscured.
Right.
And then anything beyond that is you just can't make it out. You hear growling coming from the direction of your friends.
Okay.
Also, it is everything is difficult terrain. So that's 15 feet of movement for you, which is the full 30 feet.
Okay. All right.
So it's a lot to keep track of, but that is the
I'll
mess of a
make
fight
notes.
in a blizzard. Neo, it's your turn.
Well, Neo is going to not be able to see anything, and
Oh,
he's going to
no.
blindly remember where he heard the growls and saw the monster, and he's just going to like form this kind of like a fire volleyball in his hand and just like hit it up at the creature.
Cinderace, I choose you.
Exactly. And we'll see if he hits.
Now, full darkness in 5th edition means you roll with disadvantage.
Oh, yay. Okay. Wait a minute. All right. Wait a minute. No. 12?
Oh no.
12. The ball of fire goes flying toward this creature. It hits it and sizzles against its skin and seems to do nothing. Not because you missed its AC, not for any
Okay.
reason beyond that.
Okay.
Well, he has
I
no
was like,
idea
it's
that
immune to
happens.
fire.
So he thinks he hits. If it's immune to fire, we're doomed.
Yikes.
Anything else, Neo?
And I'll use the key point to take the dodge action.
Okay. Anything else?
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Because of where you ended your turn, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh.
Oh wait, do any of us have,
9.
oh, any of us have
9's a fail. You take 11 cold damage.
oh.
You know the cold is really doing it.
The cold is really bothering you anyways.
Oh no. Oh no.
If I could remember
Do
to
it.
let it go, I'd say it.
Oh no.
Lane, go
Let it
Do
ahead.
any of us have like, is it a knowledge nature check for this?
For what?
Ice troll?
If you want
Knowing
to,
more about the ice troll?
Listen, that would have been a nice thing to do out
you
of
can
combat.
you can make a nature
I didn't think you
check
guys were gonna want to punch it.
as a bonus action. Yes. On your turn.
Okay.
Lane, go ahead.
Okay.
Excellent. I personally am hoping that we're gonna be able to just stick it out. So I'm going to keep darkness up.
Okay.
And I guess move as quietly and slowly, like making that not like the full action, but like purposely going slow as if it were difficult terrain so that I don't make noise. I guess,
Okay.
do I need to make a stealth check for that?
If you want to move quietly, it's stealth.
I would like to. Cool. Stealth is +2, so unnatural 20.
A natural 20. Okay. You feel
Unnatural.
a dirty 20. Okay. you're good.
Yes. I didn't want to say that.
Okay.
But I'll be here because I can see,
Sure.
and if it takes swipes at us, I want to hold an action to attack with my sword. But I don't want to until it takes swipes at us.
Okay. Sounds good.
Because I'm hoping we can still hush it out and it will lose interest and leave.
All right.
I'm hoping in the cold we don't smell very strongly.
Anything else?
Look
Okay.
for where Mirth went?
On.
We lost the bard?
You can just make out Mirth behind you and down
Great.
this direction.
Hi.
Because you
Okay.
ended your turn, where you ended your
Yep.
turn, give me a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
Wow.
Wow, what? Oh wow.
Ooh, bad.
21.
21 passes, so you take 8
Okay.
damage.
Oh no.
It's
Maybe we
fine.
shouldn't have fought.
Better than what it could have been.
I'm a warlock tank. It's fine.
That's true. You are pretty hardy for a warlock.
On
Actually, warlocks are pretty hardy.
on its turn, it starts to sniff around. Which does quite well, and it would let's see which of two of you it prefers. So remembering that someone took away the lizard snack that it wanted to have,
I
It-
am a snack.
it is
Yes, you are.
Come at me, bro.
44
healing is
Oh, thank
in the
goodness.
tank.
Aw.
It is going to start swinging at Azarus.
Bring it, boss.
So first, it's going to try and claw you. 9 misses.
Negative. Doesn't hit.
Second, try and claw again. A 10 misses.
That's sure it's a miss.
And then it's going to try and chomp down and bite you. A 17
It's still a miss.
is still a miss. So there's this clang,
Wow.
clang, and it takes a bite, and you can, like, with its mouth full, it goes, and you can feel it trying to chew on the metal and wood of your arm, and not making any progress.
Guess what? Guess what?
What?
My attack goes off. I net 20'd.
Okay, critical hit.
Yay.
Go ahead
Yay.
and roll some damage for that as your sword swings into it.
I've forgotten everything about what my sword does because it's been a very long time. Nope, that's not even the right character sheet. Why is that here? That's for bright. This is lanes. Cool. Sweet. It's a 1d8.
Okay.
It's 5 plus 4 is 9. Nope, 5.
5 doubled is
5
10.
is doubled. 10 plus 4. It's 14.
14.
And if you allow the ready or the condition of darkness to end, then that drops as well.
Why would darkness end?
Because I had said before we got into combat, I had said darkness would end if it took a swing. But then
Oh,
I said
so-
another thing for if it took a swing, I would use my sword.
Readied
So-
actions only last until your turn.
Okay.
So
Cool. Then
that,
darkness is still up, but I
so
did
the darkness is still
cut
up.
it.
Yes.
Joy.
So you cut it quite deeply. It and its head swings back toward the direction of the sword. Sir Brom.
Brom can now see, which is a good thing. He is going to.
Brom can't see. Darkness did
Can't.
not drop.
Darkness didn't
Oh,
drop.
darkness did not. Okay.
Nope.
Well,
Sorry.
he saw it before things became dark, so he's gonna
Yeah,
squeeze up so that he's gonna try and swing at it, and I think it's
Yep.
with disadvantage.
It is. Even in the darkness, you've got a general idea of where it would be, enough so to
It's
swing.
making some noise.
So you kind of awkwardly jab through the broken down igloo.
Yeah, he's actually going to activate smite on it since it's evil.
You can choose to smite after you hit.
If it does hit, which it probably won't.
11 will or 10 will miss.
Boop. Well, that's bad.
Anything else?
He's gonna try and knowledge nature it.
Okay, go ahead and give me a nature check. An 11. You know that trolls are voracious predators. They tend to hunt and not stop hunting until they have eaten their fill. They've been known to attack groups of people, eat until they're full, and then leave the others alone, just because they've been satiated and wandering back. The only other thing you'd know is trolls are pretty famous for regenerating unless they take damage from fire or acid. That's a well-known enough bit that with beating a 10, you can get that. Beyond that, you don't have a good sense of how dangerous this is. beyond
Apart from
that
how
information.
bitterly cold. Well, he's going to say, use fire or acid as loudly as possible.
Well,
And because you ended closer to it, or ended your turn where you did, roll a Constitution saving throw, and that'll be the end of your turn.
All right.
You pass, so you take
Got a 20. Woo.
4 damage. And that's your turn. Azarus.
all right. I'm thinking we need to move this thing so it doesn't hurt my friends, or at least make myself a bit more attractive to it. Unfortunately, my friends are right next to me, so space is not exactly a convenient thing I have right now. So I can't do the thing that I want to do, unless I don't how would gaining size work for people who are right next to me?
You probably just push them out of the way
yes.
if we're not in the
I'm about it.
igloo.
I think I would break it.
So if you increase in size, it will finish breaking the igloo. Basically, the 3 of you have made your way out the broken side of the igloo. If you change size, it'll completely break the igloo, and I will probably shunt Lane over 1 square
Except-
to the right.
Oh, cool. Well, if Lane's cool with that, then yeah. I guess recognizing we're dealing with a potentially very large threat and not wanting any of his friends to get eaten, and also not really liking being munched on, that's kind of rude. I don't really appreciate that. Azarus will activate his conquest mode, so I guess no one but Lane sees it, because that's the
Yep.
thing. But yeah,
I
there's
brace for impact.
yeah, just like you should probably move, and I am going to grapple this thing.
Okay.
Try to.
First, you gain
Alright,
temporary
you
hit
fight.
points equal to
Yeah, you do.
Mirth's spellcasting ability, which is
I get
3.
3.
And
Yeah.
you're inspired. Use it
I'm
on the grapple.
spurred.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a grapple it is what I'm
Okay.
gonna do.
Grappling in the darkness is at disadvantage,
That's fine. I'm gonna just roll it twice.
but it would be at disadvantage to defend.
Okay, so that's the first one. Second one is nice. So the lowest is a 15 with the inspiration is a what's that add? A D4 or D something? How does inspiration work? I have no idea.
I forgot.
The
I don't play bards.
D6.
I'm a monster. I'm such a
I'm
bad bard.
Gonna roll a D6 and
Pretty
just
sure
trust
you're at a
that.
D6 at this point.
Okay, cool. So that's a 19, and then if I need anything more, I have a +2 from chat, but I don't think
Okay. So it rolled a 21.
Cool. So now I'm taking the +2 from chat to get myself up to 21 as well.
Okay, so it's defending,
Perfect.
and it met the roll. So,
Oh wait, what? Oh,
Are you kidding? Dang it.
So you reach out and save your +2 from chat. You reach out to
Yeah.
grab onto this troll, and it grabs you back. And in conquest mode, as Azarus is used to just throwing enemies around, and you start to try and move the troll, and you hear, and it pushes you back, and all of a sudden you feel like you're in this weird game with a troll.
I don't like that it laughed at
I don't
you.
like this at all. Actually, I'm not. A
Laugh-
big
I
fan.
really don't like that.
Well, at least it's looking at me.
That's your turn, Mirth.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. I still cannot see in there, correct?
Correct. You can see that the igloo has collapsed, and some kind of large figure has grown up in that area and just
Hi,
grown
friend.
into your sight. So you have this
Okay.
shadowy vision of a very large.
Have I ever seen Azarus transform?
You have?
I think
Have I?
once.
Yeah, I think once.
Yeah,
Have
one
I?
time you have.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it's a shame. I'd like to just share a moment of appropriate narrative beat here that I maybe didn't get to before, but there's a moment where Mirth does like a triple take and is like squinting through the snow, and I think we see the camera like a gust of wind maybe gushes like briefly enough that we kind of get a cool silhouette of Azarus's like horns and stuff. And I think Mirth like looks for a minute and like mutters under his breath, Azarus, kind of like, holy shit, that did happen. You did do this before. Whoa, you know what I mean?
Oh.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to. Is there anybody else that I can see? Who wants Bardic Inspiration? I just want to throw that at people.
The only other person that you can see
I'm
is Little
sorry.
Bubby.
Bubby.
Little
I-
Bubby.
I love Little Bubby. I don't want him to have to be in combat, so I'm not going to like inspiration advise him. what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to hold my action to cast Bane when I can see the troll.
Okay.
So as soon as it's visible, I'm going to try and do that, and I'm going to stay where I'm at.
Okay, so there's an important note about holding a spell action.
Concentration?
No,
Takes reaction.
if you do not see the troll, on your next turn, your spell fizzles.
Fine, I'll go closer.
I
I got your back. Don't worry.
But I want to
I'm
bane it so you guys
sorry.
can hit it. Yeah, the darkness is a
Hopefully
bit of a
Lane will
hindrance.
dispel the spell.
I am
Mirth
going
is
to grab
gonna
the
yell
darkness.
actually and be like, Lane, was that you? Can you turn down the
Yeah, it's
dark?"
happening. Hang on.
You turn down the edge a little bit.
Turn down the dark.
Okay.
Turn down the edge.
Turn down for what? Okay, I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna do a.
Those are two different energies like there. Turn down for what and turn down the dark.
Now, also, Mirth, don't forget about the blizzard.
Blizzard, 15 feet
So the
vision.
blizzard means you can only see 15 feet away.
So really, you do gotta inspire
Gotta,
little Bubby.
you gotta
No.
get in here.
Okay, I'll come closer. It's fine.
Okay.
There's
Yeah,
a couple
get in
people
here.
between me and the troll. I'm gonna
Yeah,
come.
You have enough
be-
meat shields. You'll be fine.
All right, I'm gonna come skittering close, and as I'm going, I'm gonna be like, "This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea." And I think I duck underneath like what a protruber, like a kicking leg or an arm or something, while these two are like wrestling. We have like the hobbits and the riders of Rohan moment, and I'm gonna kind of like duck in under here and be like, "Shit, shit, shit, shit," trying to get a bead on where our enemy is at.
I
so
just,
can
like,
cast Bane.
Stick my sword up in the air, like aim this way. Come here. Like trying to
Air
get higher than the
traffic.
darkness.
So for full character knowledge, as you take that final step, it
Oh,
gets
God. Oh, I'm gonna get cold.
it gets
God
bitterly
damn
cold.
it.
So I'm because this is something you would feel.
We're all so good at this.
Son
You
of a
can make the
bitch!
choice not to take the step all the way and take a step
Step back one. Yeah.
No, just don't do
Just
that.
step back one, you're
Okay.
fine.
Just one.
It
No,
was-
this is so frustrating. Also, sorry to be screaming into your ears here. I just want to do stuff. Fuck. Am I gonna be able to see it? 5, 10.
If
Maybe.
you take if you take one
stand
step
here-
back, yes, you can see it, and it's
Yep.
not bitterly cold there.
Look at that.
Oh god, this is so ungraceful. Mirth goes "Ah," and then backs up one more. It's just a
Yep.
hot mess over here.
Perfect.
Eh,
And then I'm gonna
rather
end my
cold
turn.
mess.
Neo, your turn.
And it's dark.
You know, this cold is just really kicking Neo's behind.
Oh,
How tall is Azaris again in conquest mode?
Like 13, 14 feet at this point.
Okay.
I'm a big boy.
Neo, obviously sensing that Azaris is now gigantic,
Hey, boss.
is going to attempt to climb up Azaris to the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, are you gonna do a 300? I love
Stab him in
everything
the
about this.
face.
Oh my god, yes!
Go ahead.
And I mean, he still can't see him, but he's just going to assume that this gigantic thing is there, and he's going to use Burning Hands.
Okay.
Again! Burn, baby.
So,
burn.
you are far enough away that as you get to the top of Azaris's shoulders, you are now 10 feet away from this troll and no longer feel that bitter, icy cold.
I planned it. It was all part of the plan. It was all there.
The giant robo moment arrived.
It's all
It was
there.
victorious.
So you stick your hands down and release Burning Hands, and I believe that's a dex save.
Yes.
Yep.
And you are certainly able to cast that in a way that doesn't catch any of your friends. So the troll rolls a 12.
The save is a 12.
Okay, so half damage for the troll. Go ahead and roll the damage.
I can live
Still
with
counts.
It does.
Uh,
Every
it
little bit
counts.
helps,
So they
especially
take-
because it's fire.
that. 5 damage. So
Is that-
Neo sticks his little head down and just shoots a big old fireball.
Every little bit
Fireball.
helps.
Is that 5 halved already, or?
Yeah, that was the half.
Okay.
I got 10 in total.
So as that fire pierces down into the darkness and the blizzard and snow around you melts for a moment as the heat of your hair increases, and you can see just a little bit further for the briefest of moments, and all of you just hear this as the fire washes over it, and it really doesn't like what's happening.
Which is
Yeah.
good. Well, that's
As Neo
Your
can
hand
see
on
for a
the
moment,
stove.
his eyes just do a little twinkle because he's like, light.
Aw.
And then he's gonna take use a key point to use the dodge action again.
Okay. And I'm going
From
to
on top of Azaris.
stick you on top of Azaris.
Oh.
There we go. Lane, go ahead.
Hi, I'm dropping the darkness.
Okay.
I'm dropping concentration.
The darkness
Yay.
drops, and all of you see Neo on
Yikes.
top of a massive Azaris, a ice troll that is putting out fire on its fur and has this terrified look on its face. Lane, your turn.
Cool. I need to check the range on a spell. Nope, that's too close. We're not gonna do that. We are instead going to cast Booming Blade, my very brand new cantrip.
Okay.
So I get to make an attack.
Ooh, booming blade.
Booming Blade. Oh no, we've lost the die.
Oh no.
I need to
that could
clean my
work.
desk. This is gonna go well. That's better. 18?
18 will hit.
Aha! All right. I still know the damage on my dice. This is fine. It's 9 points of damage. I rolled another 5.
Okay.
And then it is sheathed in booming energy until the start of my next turn. If it willingly moves before then, it takes 1d8 thunder damage.
Okay.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
I'm gonna yell at him and just try and bait him to attack over here.
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 7.
Oh no.
13 cold damage.
Oh my.
Fine.
Ouch.
This is fine.
On the troll's turn, it finishes putting out the fire, and it kind of looks down at the massive cut that Lane did last time around, and like you can see it, it's like trying to push the skin together, and it has a worried look on its face because it's not staying together.
Fire.
I point and laugh at it.
Eh.
Just ha!
And
Yeah, basically,
it is going to look up at the what it can now see as a blue fire-haired being, and is going to take one swing there.
Oh, he want to go.
9 will miss.
Ha!
Take one swing at Lane because Lane's been jabbing at it. A 17 will hit.
Uh-huh.
So that is 13 slashing damage
Cool. This is fine.
plus
No.
what is that? Plus 6
What?
cold damage. Why is it say
Oh
9?
no!
Okay, the 9's a typo. So it is a total of 19 damage.
wait, can Brom use Sentinel?
Sentinel.
Hey guys, don't
It's
look at the
it's
overlay
third
right
one,
now.
right?
I'm looking at the overlay right now.
Don't look at the overlay right now.
I mean, I'm concerned. Just a
Don't.
little bit.
Don't look at my health right now.
Just-
Yeah,
Sen-
there you go.
Sentinel is a reaction
The
to
third
attack
one?
when it attacks one of your friends, correct?
Yep.
Yes,
Should be.
I can do a melee weapon attack.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and take one of those d4s if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
'Cause
Oh
I
my
have
God, do
One,
it.
honestly.
I have 2 hit points.
Gonna try and hit.
I'm
I
gonna take
don't
another
think
one
that
because I
hit.
got 1 hit
Nope.
point back from that.
A 13 misses.
All right, he tried.
Okay. The ice troll. So the other hanger on. If target takes any of the cold damage, they must succeed on DC 15 Constitution saving throw or have disadvantage on their attack rolls till the next turn. So another con save from Lane.
DM.
Yes.
DM question. Can I see the troll yet? Was I able to bane
Yes,
it?
you
or-
can. You should
Yes,
be
you
able to
can.
Bane,
bane
bane,
it.
bane.
You can bane it.
All right, has disadvantage on things now, I do believe.
No, it's
Uh,
minus a d4.
It's minus a D4.
Oh, is it?
Which, if
Um,
that went into effect when she saw it, then when it clawed me, it would subtract a d4, which means that wouldn't hit me
So first it has to fail a charisma
if
saving
it
throw.
fails Bane. I'm being very
8,
presumptuous of
it
that.
fails. So it has Bane on it. So the attack of a 17 to hit is going to be at -4 d4, which is a -1, so a 16 to hit.
My AC is 16.
Okay. So all of that cold damage get rid of. The sentinel attack didn't get used.
Elle,
There we go.
you literally saved my life.
What can I say except
Yay!
welcome?
And then
I'm dead soon.
because it is curious as to why that didn't work so well, it's going to try and bite Azarus again.
Yep.
14 to hit does not hit. It takes a nut.
Metal, buddy.
Oh.
We gotta work this out.
As it starts to pull its head away, like its tongue freezes to your armor.
Oh, that's gross.
I love when that happens to other people.
I'm gonna have troll tongue. On
I don't like when it
Happy about
happens
this
to
now.
me.
I'm gonna have troll tongue on me for
And
like
it just-
3 days.
And it just tears away and leaves a part of its tongue frozen to you.
Oh God! Please get it! Somebody get it!
Rob, it's your turn.
Brom is going to try and smite it if he hits.
Okay.
Get it! Somebody get it! Can you imagine Azarus yelling that?
Somebody get it! Somebody get it!
Wow, I just have like no good rolls today.
A 13 misses.
Jesus.
It's okay. It's
Swings
narratively
and misses.
interesting.
Anything else?
I think that's all he can do.
Are you gonna end your turn right there?
Well,
I think my
let's
hit
see,
points
what
are
else
back to
can I
where they
do?
should be.
I already did an action. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna heal myself.
Okay.
He's
good.
gonna lay on hands himself.
Lay on
for
hands takes an
12.
action and you attacked.
Oh, damn. No swift actions in 5e. Can I use any of my spells? Probably not. No.
A Constitution saving throw then for ending that close to the ice troll.
I would have had advantage on that grapple because the giants might. So I would have actually just stuck on that.
Look.
But I would still win.
This
It
is just
would've-
not our fight.
It
ever.
would've-
It was in the first roll anyway, so yeah, it wouldn't
It
matter.
still would've
It's fine.
been-
Don't give up.
Yeah.
This is ours. We got this in the bag.
We got it.
We got
It
this.
is not. It
We
is
got
not in the
this.
bag.
It's
It
not gonna be
is
our most
mostly in the
streamlined.
bag. It's fine. Just
It's heading into the bag.
it's
Yeah.
getting in there. Just
There's like one arm in the bag.
it's like when you're trying to like pull up the trash bag and like a
Please,
wrapper.
I'm gonna
keeps
use my
falling
real
off.
dice from now on.
12 cold damage.
Ugh.
And it is Azarus' turn.
All right, time to break this thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna hit it really, really hard.
Yep.
Is the game plan at least?
Get it to move. Make it move.
Oh yeah. Can I do that?
No,
Not particularly, unfortunately.
it's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, can't really do much a whole bunch about that one. I can just hit it really
know.
hard, fortunately. So I'm gonna do that. Tell me if a 21 hits it.
21 will hit, yes.
Sorry, I don't know why I said 20. It's been one of those days.
Listen.
All right, damage. Which of my dies? The damage. I have 2d6 for damage die, plus the that number over there, which I believe is I can look at numbers. Give me a second. I'm so sorry. I'm usually better at this. So it's 2d6 plus 3 for damage. That's 7 plus 3 is 10. I add 1d6 for, is it 1d6 for Giant Smite or 2? Let me look real quick. I think it's 1d6 for Giant Smite and 2d6 for Flame Rune. So I'm gonna do that, by the way. I'm gonna activate my Flame Rune because I should mention that.
By the way,
That's the thing I care about a
Activate your
lot.
flame rune. So
Yeah.
the,
Okay. So yeah.
the chains
yeah,
come out of the ground.
Yep. And I'm gonna do so in total 3 more d6, 1 for Giant Smite, 2 more d6 for Fire Rune
Sure.
for another 7 for another 10 damage. So that's 20 damage total. And then 7 of that damage is fire.
Okay. Especially now that it is covered in flaming chains, it is looking bloodied and concerned.
Okay, cool. Second win, I'm gonna hit it again. Or I'm action urge, I'm gonna hit it again.
Okay, go ahead.
I
20.
love fighters.
20 will hit.
Damage is the 2d6 normally, plus 3. That's 6 plus 3 is 9. Plus the 3 more d6. Sorry, only 2 more d6 this time. I don't get a second Giant Smite damage. So just 2 more d6 from Fire Rune, which is a full 12.
Full 12.
So 12 more fire damage. And then Just the normal damage.
It seems quite upset, quite concerned, and quite confused all at the exact same time.
Good. I wanted
So
to feel
are
all
we.
those things.
It felt like a snack was coming, and all of a sudden, it doesn't feel very snackish anymore.
Hey, you don't like eating
That's
metal, do you?
Mirth.
Okay, I'm feeling chatty, so I'm going to speak a healing word to the dad of the group. And I'm going to healing word. So I rolled a 4 plus a 3, so you get 7 hit points back.
You
when
said
Okay.
dad, but there are 2 of us.
Well, you need this dad, you dad.
Hurting
Unless you
dad.
want me to give it to Brom.
I mean, Brom looks worse.
Does
I
he?
didn't-
Does not
I
have
didn't
much hit
take-
points.
I did not take 20 points of damage, so I'm feeling very good.
I don't think. I mean,
I don't know that you can
I'll
see
be honest
Brom
with you.
past.
That's exactly what I'm gonna say. Like, I don't mind logistics a little bit, but sometimes it's more fun to be like, I can't see Brom. Hope you don't die, but I can see you. So I'm gonna
LOL.
give you 7 hit points, and
are a
I'm
delight,
going to
thank
use
you.
dissonant whispers. So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw, and I know they're very wise.
Incredibly wise. A
Brom,
solid
though, you could-
5.
Use
Wow,
D4s. We still have 2
fine.
left.
Huh?
I was gonna say Brom could use D4s because we
Oh,
still have
yeah,
some left.
probably should since
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got like a dozen hit points left.
Okay, so let me.
Because I didn't actually need to use the D4s because I didn't take like 20 points of damage.
All right, let me roll some damage.
It's a
and
nice
then
feeling.
Go ahead.
present that to you.
Okay. See what I get. I guess I'll use one of the D4s.
Go ahead. You can just go ahead and do that. I don't need to. No.
Wait, are we on?
Oh.
Which turn are we on? Are we still
It's-
on Mirth?
It's a free anytime action. So Mirth, you
Okay.
can roll your damage.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So it's gonna take 12 damage,
Look, that's not bad.
and it's going to be. Yeah, so it's gonna take 12 damage, and it has to immediately use its reaction if available to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Nice.
Guess what?
Yeah. Oh, can you react and get it? Yes.
So there
No,
are
not
a couple
even that.
things
My
that
booming
Dissonant-
blade goes off.
There's a couple things Dissonant Whispers does. So it counts as willing movement
Which
for the
means-
purposes of opportunity attacks. So I'm going to count it as willing movement for the sake of Booming Blade. So this
Yes.
chained to the ground troll. Now your chains don't
Ooh,
immobilize
that
it, do
work?
they?
I'm actually pretty sure they do.
What's the?
Mm?
Oh no, it has to take a strength saving throw or be restrained. It takes damage either way, but has to take a strength saving throw or be
we have
restrained.
too many effects,
Shoot,
guys.
shoot me the name. What's the name of it?
Fire rune, or maybe yeah. Yep.
Fire
Hey,
Rune.
Choose fire damage and must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained for 1 minute. While restrained, takes 2d6 at the start of each of his turns, and then only repeats saving throw. Yeah.
We have so many effects.
A lot of things happen.
This is so much.
Okay. Link it to me. Toss it in chat. Do something.
I'll do it right now.
Write it in words, please.
I got it right here. I got the words. Right here. Words are incoming.
I'm just gonna keep shaking this D8 until you tell me if he moves or not. I'm just gonna load it up. Charging the power here.
All right. So at the point of your runes, it makes a strength saving throw,
Yeah, and then if it
which it passed,
fails, that's
so it is
restrained.
not restrained.
Okay, so it's not restrained. It runs. You're fine. It runs.
So that
So
also
it's a
means
minus-
that it does not take the fire damage at the start of its turn,
Yeah, it does not. Nope.
and it
We got a
doesn't take that
minus-
second 2d6 damage that you did.
You're right. That's my fault. That is entirely my fault. I misjudged on that one.
Okay, so it gets 2d6 health back,
This is
which
the.
I rolled a 5.
Okay.
This is not our fight.
Just trying to keep it straight. That's all.
No,
Oh,
it's all good.
sure.
That was on me. That was my fault.
This was. We've all made choices today.
Chat also gave the troll a -2 on a check.
Okay, so the troll's at a -2, but the troll is not restrained. Dissonant Whispers makes it move, so Booming Blade goes off and it runs away.
And it takes 7
Oh.
points of thunder damage.
Okay,
Boom.
Kaboom.
so Azarus,
I didn't think it would.
Lane, Neo, and Brom may all take opportunity attacks as it tries
Get
to
him!
lumber away.
He's
Fight
gonna
back!
try.
Fight back!
Get him!
You coward.
Get him.
And I'm boy.
Oh, he hit for the first time.
24.
That's a
I
hit.
hit
That's
nothing.
11.
Oh, wait, he smote it.
He smite.
Can he still smote it on his
Can you
turn?
You
Smote
can't.
on
You
a-
can't smite on
No,
opportunity
can't.
attack.
Okay.
Well, here's my damage.
8
for...
points of slashing from Brom, or from, Lane.
What, Lane? What'd you roll to hit?
24.
Okay,
I rolled a 19 to hit, and that's 15 damage.
15. And then Neo.
Dang.
I rolled a whopping 6.
Six.
Oh, buddy.
So Neo whiffs, but with 2 hit points to spare, Azarus's massive blade swings down as it's running. Does anybody speak Goliath?
Oh, nope.
Just out of
He sadly
curiosity, does
doesn't
anyone
understand.
speak
Brom
Goliath?
speaks Yeti.
I speak
He
here.
does.
You do?
I dropped out from college.
Yeah, no. Nope. Sorry.
I didn't hear. Brom, do you speak Goliath?
I don't think he does. What does
Okay.
he speak?
Speaks Yeti.
He does speak
This
Yeti.
is close, but not close enough, I
No.
don't think.
No, he speaks Elvish.
Okay.
Jerk.
So you don't understand what he's saying, but it sounds like desperate as it starts running, and then the massive blade hits it, and it falls to its knees and lands on the ground. It had taken fire damage since its last turn, so its wounds are not closing up, and it is bleeding out just beyond most of your guys' vision.
I can see.
Sad.
Sounds like we got a fine meal in our hands, friends.
Yeah, but more importantly,
sure if you guys
Blizzard
wanna-
around.
Can we finish
Yeah.
building the igloo again? It's
Yeah.
cold.
Wait.
Get down here, buddy. And I just hold up my arms.
He just falls right off.
Okay.
Oh.
I am actually going to roll to save on that because I have a strength of 7 and you just fell into my arms.
Oh
Roll
no.
a 5.
Brom's gonna assist.
There's a.
Brom's assisting.
It's funnier for them to land in a heap in the snow, and so by rule of amusing the DM, the two of you
Yes.
land in a heap in the snow as the
Oh.
blizzard continues coming
Good.
down heavy.
Brom
I
will
just
help them
pat you
both
on the
up.
back.
So yeah,
Okay.
can we get to rebuilding the igloo? And since I'm bigger now,
Let's.
can I possibly, using my big old cleaver sword, go about maybe like skinning that ice troll and like using some of the
I'm not
hide
going
to
to
like
sit in
add
the
the igloo
troll
to
hide.
keep it warmer?
Oh.
I mean, you can.
No.
You can sit under
What?
your troll hide elsewhere.
This is like
Let's
this
just
is
make
like
it
the one
normal.
time I don't want to be. Luke
Alternatively-
Skywalker. I pro-
Azrak's new troll hide cape.
I mean, you may
He can make
choose.
himself
Handing
a new hide
hide
cape.
makes
Go
a
ahead.
while- takes a
You may
while.
choose to do
I don't
whatever
get
you
cold.
like while
y'all,
we
y'all can
rebuild
go
the
ahead in the
shelter.
igloo. I don't get cold. I'm gonna scare them cut this thing
I
up.
want to step back and just like really enjoy our victory for a sec before we rush ahead, because that was super cool. Mirth was really cool. Okay, he actually got to help for once, and you guys were awesome, and it was
You
really cool.
made sure
You
I
did
did not
it.
die horribly
Yes.
and
I
in
A
one
little
hit.
scared at first.
I was
but we
pretty sure
did.
that everyone was gonna die. So
The grand fight, friends.
job.
We did
Thank
great.
you.
So now do you
This
see
is
my
good
rule of
teamwork.
fight everything can be really
my
fun?
God.
That's Al, not Mirth.
And Niffer says that.
I don't.
think
I
it
don't
also would've been
generally
really
think that's a good idea, but
It
I
was
think
fun.
That it worked out okay.
I
This
think
was
it's a great
fun.
idea.
I
I think it
Always
worked out
fight.
perfectly fine, personally.
Lane,
But yeah, no. Also, it was really cool to see Azarus be in his big bot form.
Here to help,
I
friend.
like
Yeah, now that we could all actually see, I'm sorry that I left darkness up so much.
It's okay.
it probably saved a couple hits early on.
That's
Yep,
true.
I was
Um,
hoping that it would just move along, but no, fight everything.
Lane, there's a couple things that you know about ice trolls being a local of Icewind Dale, and ice trolls being, well, part of the fauna that you need to look out for in the wild.
Are they a delicacy?
Their hearts are. You know that if someone eats a troll's heart, an ice troll's heart, for the next 24 hours, they will have regeneration 5. So at the
Wow,
start of each
nice.
of their turns, they will gain 5 hit points, unless they take acid or fire damage.
I have
So
a
plan
question.
control was a good plan.
I have a question. 1, how much of the heart do we need to eat? 2, Does it have to be raw? Can I cook it?
You have
Can
to.
I?
You have to eat all of it.
Okay, so only one person can do it.
One person can receive it, and you
Okay,
can
cool.
tell me the proper way to prepare troll heart.
Well, no, because I was just gonna like slip it into the morning bacon and not tell anybody else what they just ate.
Aw.
I
Only
hate it.
Stroll flesh tastes bad.
only works for one person.
Okay.
So if you spread it around, it doesn't help anyone.
It doesn't help, yeah.
You also know that if you bury a ice troll heart under a foot or more of earth and snow, the heart will melt, and a blizzard that you can control for 10 minutes or for 8 hours will.
I am doing that instead. Sorry,
So
Neo.
you can make a blizzard you control, or you can give yourself regeneration 5.
Listen, I'm not tricking you into eating troll heart, though. Is the pro of this, Neo?
But Blizzard.
But I'm burying it and getting a blizzard of my own.
Hey, anyone here talented with a skinning knife of any variety? Anybody?
I'm not telling you. I'm burying this troll heart.
Fair enough. I don't. You keep the troll heart. That's fine. I said troll hide cloak in my head, and I had an image of just Ash with like a giant cloak with like a troll's head on the side of it, like clasped at the front, and I was like, I think I want that a lot actually.
Okay.
I think I really do. And there's extra hide to go around, so when I get big,
That's
the
true.
We can all be warm.
the blizzard is still raging.
Yeah, I would like to fix
I don't get cold.
I would like to fix the igloo before I go bury the heart.
I will help. I'm a giant robot.
Please do.
I got you. We'll build like a 2-story house. I
Oh,
think-
baby. Hey,
So-
baby.
It takes longer than usual to put the blizzard together.
Yeah.
Rather than the typical half hour of prep, it takes a full hour to reassemble your completely collapsed igloo that has been the common practice of weathering blizzards. During that, the blizzard stops.
Hey.
Of course it does.
If it stops, we're not
is-
going to finish building the shelter.
It begins to stop just as you finish. It takes an hour to do it, and there was an hour left in the blizzard. So
on.
as you finish, the green of the aurora far to the west begin to be to surface, just at the very
We
edge
started
of vision.
building this at 11 a.m. We wasted a whole day.
And over the course of
But
that
it's
day,
time.
it
It
is
was
now
a bad
8 o'clock.
omen day.
Oh wait, 11, 12, 1, 2. No, sorry, I missed 2 hours in there. So
Okay.
no, it's not. The blizzard ends. You've got about 2 hours left before the aurora begins.
Okay.
All right.
But I need to bury this troll
Brombos
heart.
keep trekking.
We'll just take it with us. We'll do it later.
Yep.
As you're like ripping the heart out of the steaming chassis, Mirth, who is polishing his nails, pauses, and there's just a scene of him looking at you. He says nothing. He just goes,
I'm just like,
and then goes to like
I'd
clean
like-
off his.
I'd like you to
outfit.
know, as someone who has to take hearts out of large bodies sometimes, that it actually is quite a fiasco to get a heart out.
Out of
Uh-huh.
context,
like-
Jera. You're a vet, by the way, Chad.
yeah. Disclaimer.
Yeah, sorry.
That's what I take out hearts
I have
in
to do,
Minecraft.
In my
No. I have to do necropsies for work for animal cruelty cases, and some of these animals are very large, like human sized. So it is actually really hard work to get into that chest. Like those ribs are
Yep.
no joke. So it's considerable effort
Counterpoint.
to do that.
I have
I
a
have
very
him.
big sword.
Yes.
The
I'm just like, listen,
It's
you
true.
just wedge that ribs
But
open.
there's
okay,
actually
cool.
like physical. Yeah, there's physical effort
Oh, yes.
involved into getting in there. Like you have to split the chest and also cut all the ribs.
Yep. I'm about it. I'ma just
in any event, a ice troll heart is retrieved. Those are the two things that it can do. Azarus
Bet.
tries to collect a troll hide, but
Yeah.
isn't really well equipped for doing such a thing. And no, I'm not. With a 3, you did not achieve.
I didn't roll that. That wasn't my 3.
No,
Oh.
I just rolled to see if Brom could do it, and he cannot. He
I
does
have a
not know
plus
how.
0 to nature, mind you. This could be a 20. I'm gonna
Then-
try, sir.
Hey, wait,
Foxy,
Can I?
Azarus can roll, and this is the help.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I help for flavor because I want him to break the ribs open for me? So I guess I'll help him skin it.
You can help for flavor, but he doesn't get advantage
Yes.
because
I got a 16.
No, that's fine.
16. 16 is not good enough to recover a troll hide.
Okay, but you're gonna rip the ribs open for me.
Yes,
right?
we're not rolling to get
Cool.
rolling Everything went
I
fine.
got
Yes,
you.
good.
No problem.
Phew.
So it's about 6 in the evening. You are only 3 hours out of Caer-Dineval. It is
Let's
a
do it.
10.5-hour trip to Bryn Shandar.
Never mind.
What is the plan?
All right. We're going to go forward as far as we can and then camp again.
No, we're gonna go forward as far as we can. I'm gonna bury this heart, and then I'm gonna make a blizzard go in front of us and knock out everything in our way.
Or we could just go hunt down all the trolls this side of Caer-Dineval.
And
Yep,
all
keep all
very
the hearts.
Yes.
We'll just
Get
keep
enough
trying
we
until
can
I get
farm
a
for
proper
hearts.
hide. I'm gonna.
That
keep
sounds like a
farming
plan.
until I get one.
We are throwing the plot out the window.
We're tossing the plot out to
Likewise.
grind. We want to grind ice trolls for the rare
Grind
drops.
ice trolls, bro.
Oh my
Main
god.
quest line's boring in this film.
There's
You guys
only-
want to grind ice trolls for
It's
levels?
only a 5%
Excuse
chance
me,
of
it
a
is
drop.
not boring, says
Actually,
Brom.
Can we track where the other ice trolls are?
Actually, as an outlander, I have features of like knowing stuff about the layout. But I got the thing I wanted, so I don't care.
It ain't
Yeah, we
worth
can
it.
just keep
Yeah,
moving. It's
I
fine.
think
I'll
we
get
should
my
just
stuff
head
on
back.
a day.
We
So,
should head forward.
I'm sure this won't be our only ice troll. It's
I'm
I'm
fine.
gonna
That's
kill
very
something
true.
and get a cloak one of these days.
as you make your progress forward, another 2 hours pass, and you are essentially halfway between Bryn Shandar and Caer-Dineval. You know that if you push further, it is going to begin to exhaust the group. Well, no, I guess it wouldn't. You can keep going if you want for a few more hours without that threat, because that's only 5 hours of travel.
Yep,
Let's
let's
keep
go.
going.
Yeah.
Until
Let's
we
So
go.
get-
the-
He's gonna lay on hands himself.
Go. You can heal outside of combat as long as you burn the spells and do it before the next fight.
There's gonna be another fight.
All right.
Well, there
Yeah,
might
there
be,
is.
but if there's another fight and you go, oh, while we were walking, I heal myself. We won't be doing that
Yep.
anymore. As
We
you,
still have a couple D4s.
there's a couple
I'm
D4s
gonna use-
left. Those will
I'm gonna use
expire at
one.
the end of the session, so you might as well use them.
Use them.
As you push forward another couple hours, the aurora begin to snake their way across the sky. You can see this point of light at the front that just crisscrosses the night sky over Icewind Dale. You spend another 2 hours as the aurora push their way across the sky, making it about 10 in the evening when another 3 hours, making it about 11 in the evening before the vigor of travel begins to set in as problematic. If you keep going, you risk exhaustion the next day, or you can set up here at 11.
We should set up so we can all take a
Yeah.
long rest.
That would be ideal.
I will Sentinel's rest outside this time for the purpose of staying on guard, just in case.
Thank
Brom
you.
agrees.
You're gonna notice me go bury stuff in the ground then.
I don't ask questions about.
So
Listen,
Don't
I'm
ask questions.
I am murder bot. I don't ask questions about agriculture. All right, you have fun.
Yeah.
Ready to grow your troll lit or whatever you're doing. Brom has
Whatever the
no
fuck
idea
you got
what-
going
what-
on, go plant you a troll.
Yes,
or whatever.
Strider can go do his thing. Like Brom's tired
Literally.
now. Brom's
Neo
gonna
goes
take a nap.
straight to sleep.
Yep.
Takes a
Yeah.
half hour to do the to build without a blizzard going
Excellent.
on. You get it all packed up. At some point during that, you go and start a blizzard, or you wait until the next day.
So I was gonna say, what are the terms and conditions of being a blizzard owner? Like, is it I bury it and I immediately summon a?
It takes 10 minutes for the blizzard to arrive.
Put it out there.
Okay.
And when the blizzard arrives, you have control of a blizzard for 8
Okay.
hours.
Okay. Then I shouldn't use it until like we're ready to go.
Or alternatively, the ability to have a natural disaster controlled whenever we want sounds very useful, and maybe we don't just use it so we can get to Bryn Shandar faster.
Okay, fine.
just
But
Do I know how long this will last? Like, do I have to bury it within 24 hours?
Oh no,
Or
ice,
is it gonna be like whenever?
ice troll hearts keep.
Sweet, then never mind. I ripped a heart out and just tucked it away in a pocket,
Wait,
and
so
you're
why
never
are
gonna
not we
ask
eating these things?
questions.
If they keep for a long time and they give regeneration, they should be a regularly available food source. Why is it not to extinction?
Because they're really hard to kill,
But
as we've all found.
actually
Yeah.
found out.
They never asked me before.
As we were almost all killed by our
Well,
best
I
friend.
found my
Dice
friends when we
Troll.
retire from this shit. I'm gonna start selling troll hearts. I'm gonna open a food cart, travel around Icewind Dale selling troll hearts to people. That's my gig when this is over. Are you kidding me?
So
Well,
next-
As a
Real.
retirement plan.
The next
Exactly.
morning, again, the green aurora fades into the east, stopping the sun from rising. And the Darkest Night, Brightest Light group should take note that that is 2 days in a single session that have just
I
happened.
know.
And
I'm so upset.
What?
the
It
we'll
took
tell
a
we'll
solid
tell you in
year.
after chat.
Yeah.
But the sun is forced away and does not rise. It is 7 in the morning the next day. As
We get a
you
long rest.
you all get a long rest,
Yes.
and as the rest is ending, the Azarus and your sentinels watch. You see a small group making their way towards you. There are trudging through the snow, single file with heads bent low and heavily covered in cloaks, are 4 tall and stout figures pushing through the light snow. Their leader stops about 20 feet away from you and lifts a hand, stopping the procession. Moving her head up, you can see her cup both hands to her mouth and emit an elk-like call.
God bless you, Dane.
Is this normal for native people here?
We're getting raided.
Is this like, do people do this?
You are still inside the
Okay.
igloo. This is Azarus's.
Yeah. Azarus will just kind of like enter into like a defensive stance. He doesn't know anything about the customs of this people or the things they do. This could be some strange greeting for all he knows.
Definitely
Um,
make that noise back. Do it.
I mean, I don't think I can replicate that noise. I don't have vocal cords.
Azarus is like, oh.
It's
It's like a
just a
truck
dial-up
horn.
noise. Just starts.
It's like a
going
really
off.
loud truck. It's like the
Azarus
Inception
starts
blah,
screaming.
just blah.
Inception block.
And everybody has to make. Everybody has to save against
Yeah,
terror.
everyone
All-
takes psychic damage.
all of you hear at first what sounds exactly like an elk, and then what follows is definitely Azarus, because of how close it is to the igloo, making some kind of racket.
Waking my friends up.
The figure that made the elk call just freezes. They tilt their head and pull their hood back, and you can see the sharp features of a Goliath warrior. Her face and head are heavily
Oh.
tattooed, and she looks kind of
Judging.
concerned and raises a hand and nods her head and
Probably
starts to
weirded
walk
out by a giant
forward.
robot.
Brom pops out from behind Azarus. What happened?
Neil pops
I
out from
also
behind
pop
as
out.
well.
We have
Never.
He's not wearing. Well, he's not wearing his armor
Azarus
because
in
they
like-
didn't
in a-
have
in a,
enough
like, very
time.
Serious, just deadpan tone, just says, "We have guests."
Never wake us up like that again. That is the worst alarm clock. And I have toddlers.
You're awake. That's all that matters.
Uh-huh.
Do you know if they're friendly?
If
Earth is gonna
They're
wait.
hailing us.
Hi. Hi.
Lane,
Brom also
We're
We're
like
all
holds
just
up a
like
hand.
waving now from the front of our igloo.
they all pause for a moment, and they take it, any uncertainty or having hands in your weapons just like falls away as there's absolutely no threat going on at all.
We are just
We are
the least
visibly
threatening group of
harmless.
people.
We just bring out bacon. We're just happy
Yeah.
you're not a troll.
Yeah, listen.
That's true.
Brom's not wearing his armor. He's actually wearing a pad coat that's not unlike this. To
Yes.
be completely honest, Like, he's wearing this thing, and he doesn't even have his sword on. He kind of just wanders outside, and he's warm enough because it's a pad coat. And raises his hand in a hail, which is like a specific gesture that they probably don't care about. but it's usually like a military sort of thing as he walks out towards them.
And Lane, what you recognize is these are members of the Reged Nomads. And these
cool.
are various Goliath clans that simply make their way around Icewind Dale. They do have homes where the tribes are based, but they still tend to do a lot of wandering, a lot of hunting.
Permission to canonize that I've had many drinking contests in my jock days with these guys. As a young warlock, this seems like the people I would want to hang out with.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They also, these, given the elk call that you heard, you see them and recognize them right away to be members of the tribe of the elk, which generally are a gregarious group. They like
that's
to
good.
have...
My drinking buddies!
Okay, okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Anyways, that wasn't in character, Niffers.
I just had a terrible thought that one day, like, Lane got, like, blackout drunk and woke up with, like, their face tattoos. That's his backstory.
I love that idea.
Yeah, no, Lane will be like, oh, I used to go drinking with them. And I want Brom to have that thought of like, is that how you got the tattoos? Like,
He'd wonder. I mean, they have face tattoos. Lane has face tattoos. I guess Brom's a little racist. Sorry.
I mean,
I don't think it's racist to think.
I think
that,
it's
like,
a valid
tattoos
connection.
on face, like, you know what I mean?
I
that's
just
just,
said
like-
that I went out drinking with them. Shenanigans happen. We've all been
It's
there.
true.
For real.
Anyways,
Sorry,
I'm just
no,
like, oh,
I mixed
yeah.
my lore up. The Goliaths aren't Reged Nomads.
that's sad.
But there are two primary Goliath clans, the ones that belong to Skytower Shelter and the ones that belong to Wormdom Crag. And you know they don't get along very well.
Okay, which ones are these from?
Hatfield or McCoy?
These are from Skytower Shelter.
Good, because that name sounds cooler, and I remembered it more.
So, sorry about mixing them up with the Nomads.
No worries.
But,
So, Skytower Shelter Goliaths are from the Elk tribes, and they are
Skip
cool
the Elk tribes.
AF.
skip
Nope,
the Elk tribe.
kidding.
Nope. But all
These
the rest
Goliaths
is true.
are from the Skytower Shelter, and they are cool AF.
Got it.
The leader walks up to the group of you and
Hey.
nods. Says, my name is Zaulath Dreamchaser Egena-Vanathi. These are my husbands, Koraghan, Nightweaver, Egena-Lukeen,
Goals! Sorry.
and Maunoth, Hardkiller, Egena-Vajean. And our clan can Makon Mountainleaper Muthalatho. Greetings to you.
Bro-
Please
Brom's
write that out for
secretly
me later.
envious, but also doesn't say anything. He's just like, whoa. He bows as if she was some kind of a noble.
Curtsy.
Oh my gosh,
Technically
that's
she is.
so many words.
Actually,
We-
you know what? Mirth is going to recite back all of the names and then
I'm impressed.
introduce all of us in like flawless pronunciation. A+, like charmer, like he did kids parties, like all names under the sun, and he doesn't retain it afterward, but he sings it back to her in greeting and then makes a big deal of all of your names as well. He adds embellishments to everyone as well.
Oh no.
Achilles Laneheart, legendary.
Nope.
Da-da-da-da-da.
We've
Neo.
met. They know who I am. Thank
Very
you.
good.
That's very kind of you.
Sir Brom.
Sir
The
Brom
Roman
Laden.
Laden, the
Full formal
Archduke of
title.
wherever his world came from, the Archduke of his home country. He'd be like, I'm not an Archduke.
First of his name.
The
No.
Archduke, as I said, so humble he.
It's just like.
And I'm Azarus.
This is our robot.
Aw.
Are you
Oh,
kidding?
no,
Azarus
God.
would be the coolest one out of all of us.
No.
Like,
It's
if you
true.
let
He has
him,
a
Mirth would
sled.
go off.
Listen,
Mirth
you've got
would definitely,
centuries worth of titles.
like...
at
Yeah,
this
you're
point.
not going to be just Azarus.
Yeah.
Like, you are going to be the, like...
Killer robot
penultimate.
Azarus.
You're getting a really cool title you've probably never heard Mirth say. Al wishes they could come up with on the fly something as cool as Mirth in character is for you right now.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he'd just have like an ongoing title, like The defender of paladins.
Slayer of thousands.
Slayer of thousands.
Barrier of
Plus.
kneecaps.
Arm,
That one's at least accurate. at least.
defending
I
arm
don't
of
know.
the week.
That was good, Niffer.
Thank you.
At the end of the introductions, Zaulath says, "You must be an important group. I am honored to make your acquaintances. We are pleased to have found friends among the ice. I must ask, have you come across any duergar?"
Yeah.
Well,
Let me tell you.
We killed a couple. Yeah.
That is good to hear.
we
See, I like these guys already.
But we're done killing.
Are you
Well-
looking for Duergar in particular?
They have begun to invade the Dale. We have found them in a number of places, and we cannot abide their hostilities. It
Who are they?
seems they are following one by the name of Zaradak or something like that.
Zardarak?
That Zadarok? You mean the red dragon in the west?
Zardarak.
I've not heard of a red dragon. They say that he's building a Shardlin dragon.
Oh. Maybe I got it wrong.
Yeah, it's Shardarin, the weird material that's used in.
Oh.
It has
What's-
a red dragon's heart, though.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Living heart.
Yes.
Earth would know that. Al doesn't.
No, you're great.
Cool.
Have you seen any Duergar recently in these parts?
A few days ago, up near the city that we were in, that I've already forgotten the name of.
Caer-Dineval?
Caer-Dineval.
I'm a native.
You're fine.
Don't worry, you definitely said Caer-Dineval.
Yep, that's what I said.
So the Duergar that you saw were at Caer-Konig.
Cape Koenig, that's
Oh,
what I said.
yes.
Yep, I'm a native.
That
Oh,
is
right,
good.
That
And
one.
you dealt with them appropriately, we trust.
We did.
Give him the
Except
old
for one
too.
of them. One of them got away. Well, I
No,
guess he
we-
didn't get away.
We
Let
got
him
him
brought-
He's fine.
We brought the one back to Cape Koenig.
Most of them are dead. We brought one to justice.
Not.
Well,
But they've all been dealt with.
that is good to hear. If you see any more, please, we must find where this Zardarak is, what he is doing. I fear
Brom,
that there is a
Neil,
darker plan that is in place.
Of course.
there is, says Brom. And Brom would kind of like kneel in front of her since she is an important person. Where else have they been active? Do you know?
We have heard rumors of them in many different places around the Dale, and we have been hunting them as they travel in groups throughout the wilderness. They seem to avoid the roads more than anything else.
Mhm.
We did hear there were some near Caer-Konig, so we were heading that way. I'm glad to hear that you took care of that. There was also some concern of their presence near East Haven.
Is that where you're
Makes a
going
note of
now?
it.
No, that's the other end of the road.
Opposite way from where we're going.
Wait, which
Let's
way
make a
would they
stop.
go?
Well,
They were going towards Caer-Konig.
Yes,
Okay.
Caer-Konig.
But if they know we dealt with them, would they still keep going that way?
No, we're not going to head that way if you truly took care of them.
Where will you go now?
Do you want to come with us?
Great. Even more
Ah.
wrongs.
I just pat Neo on the back for that.
What Brom will do, since these are actually people who work with, well, who have to live with the Duergar, is he's done his one useful thing as an educated person and has copied the note that they got from the son of the important guy whose name I forgot.
Mhm.
And he was going to send all these back as letters, but he actually gives them one of the copies of the note that was given, so at least they have some information.
This is very valuable. We thank you for this. We will take it back to our clan. Thunlaka appreciate your kindness in this and your guidance.
Where's your home? Skytower? Is that a word that was actually stated in conversation?
Our home is Skytower Shelter.
Can you mark it on the map?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I got you.
As soon as I find it on the map.
Where'd that be?
Mirth
You-
is really excited. He's basically been like updating as often as he can his special map. He's so excited.
So she looks at your map and kind of looks back at you and says, "Why is there frost all over your map?
Because it's magic.
Makes it very difficult to mark. Do any of the rest of you have a
Here,
map?"
yeah, I have a regular map.
Mirth like leans over your shoulder as it's happening while holding his frozen map. Like, you know what? Out of character, Mirth needs to like legit start a scrapbook and like get
Aw.
people's like signatures and handprints. We can do that.
Aw.
Okay.
You're gonna be that tourist at Disney World trying to get
Oh,
everyone's handprints.
Like all the characters.
yeah.
Aw.
Can you imagine? He's like, wait, before you de-shell that troll, can you get fingerprint in
Real
the-
quick, can we just get a handprint from it?
just for the memories?
Sky
Everyone
Tower
pile it
is
for a selfie.
Sky Tower is to the east.
East of East Haven, even?
Yes, I didn't move you to the map, but I moved.
Oh,
yes,
I
I
see
did.
it.
Yes,
I
did.
moved myself to the map.
I see it.
Habita.
Oh,
Oh.
it's right there. Oh, we're in chapter
Aw.
2. Guys, we made it to chapter 2.
Yay.
Yay!
Chapter 2.
Chapter
If
1.
you would like to find your way to the clan for our thanks for this information you shared, take this. And
Yeah.
she will reach out a griffin feather. That's
Yes.
bottom is wrapped
Aw.
just enough to hold. She says it's about 12 inches long, has multicolored strings wrapping the bottom third of it. She says is by raising and lowering and gently tossing into the air, the feather will rise 12 feet. Regardless of the wind, the direction it blows, or the blizzard around it, it will float 30 feet in the direction of Skytower Shelter.
Thank you.
Would it look good in your hair a little bit, maybe, or is that too much? Probably too much. Okay.
It
Cool
will.
though.
You are a bright one, aren't you?
Mirth beams and he says, "Sorry, I couldn't possibly enter the old. You have enough on your hands already. And fine specimens indeed. Okay, I'm done. I'm done now."
How,
Thank
Wonderful.
you for
GM,
your hospitality.
GM, I gotta ask, like, out of characterly, like, are these Goliaths handsome?
Oh no.
All Goliaths are
I'm
handsome.
just,
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Yeah,
I'm
don't
just
even say Goliaths are empirically the hottest of all species.
Brom doesn't necessarily think so. I'm just asking.
Well, then
These,
Brom is-
so
But
they
Brom
are
does have a type.
they are completely bundled up in cold weather gear. But as is often the
Hey.
look of Goliaths, they all have very square features, angular jaw lines, sharp cheekbones.
Preparedness is an attractive trait. Okay, they're ready for the
Competence?
winter. Yeah.
Zalath
I'm in
Zalath
like a
in
sequoia.
Zalath in particular is rather broad across the cheekbones and a slightly narrower chin, but not overly so. Her most of her head is shaved except for just essentially a top knot at the back of her head, a ponytail that needs no binding, and that's what you see.
Cool.
Goliaths can't grow beards, which is, your type. But
His type is masculine people, and he does
It's
like
true.
tall. So
oh, they're very
he,
tall.
he thinks one of the husbands is very handsome, but he won't do anything about it. He just kind of like he sees them and clearly thinks that they're very beautiful. Like,
Okay, as you're doing this, Mirth clocks you. The end. Mirth was being silly about it, but then he's like,
Oh.
and he doesn't
Brom's
say
just like-
anything.
Brom kind of notices that he's staring, and he just like looks away politely, like, oh, that's weird. That's not.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's nice to run across you. I'm glad that we have a shared interest in defeating these duergar. May they plague these lands no longer with our efforts.
Indeed.
Yes,
We'll make our way through East Haven and see what we can find there before heading the rest of the way to Skytower Shelter.
Godspeed.
And to you.
We'll see you soon, I hope.
Absolutely. Come forward.
See you later.
And the rest of them wander off. And with the
Brom just kind of like
watches.
He watches after them.
Hate to see you go. Love to watch you leave.
He'd never. He's far too proper. He's just happy that he got to help them. No! I hope Azarus does bop him.
Brom
I don't know what attraction is. I'm a robot.
Brom is
staring, in my opinion.
pointedly looking at their backs of their heads and shoulders to the point where it's obvious that Brom is pointedly looking at the backs of their heads and shoulders as they walk away. The end of this little exchange leaves you with a sense of, there is some more friendliness in Icewind Dale itself, and perhaps one day it might be prudent to visit Skytower Shelter. With the close of that, the snow begins to fall again. You are still a handful of hours outside of Bryn Shandar, and we will see what comes next time we return to Icewind Dale.
On Dragon Balls. Sorry, wrong thing.
And that is where we are going to put a pause on the game for now. Be back in 2 weeks. Don't go anywhere. We're going to spend 10-15 minutes or so at the most on any comments, questions, concerns, conundrums, or qualms that either you in chat or the players may have.
Please give us the feedback.
The game, that sort of thing. Talking about what's going on in character, out of character, good things, bad things. That is what this time is for. This is healthy decompress time. So if there's anything you want to bring up, now is the correct time to bring it up. And yeah, I think that I don't have anything in mind to start with. So does anybody want to toss something out to begin, or?
Let me rescue Conan.
I think we rallied the troll fight really well.
Yeah,
we did.
Because we all started in varying levels of chaos and tripping over each other, and then we kind of wrapped it up really well. So good
all
work.
together too.
But like that's low-key kind of like our aesthetic is like
A little bit.
fumbling into horrible situations and then rallying when it looks really bad and making it work. That's like that's us,
Mm-hmm.
And
That was
one
a
day
cool
we won't
comment.
have the fumbles.
We just keep
One day
fumbling
we'll
forward.
have a smooth start to a fight.
This is probably one of my favorite combats because the difficult terrain, the darkness was fun. Like, I liked that, Niffer. I thought that was fun. Like, yes, it's scary, but that's the point of D&D, right?
Yeah.
So it was cool. I liked that. And also seeing the visuals, like everything when we play these games, I play it like a movie in my head, down to soundtracks, down to framing. That's just who I am and where I live. And my imagination happily, theater of the mind runs wild. And I loved the mental scene of Azarus and the troll like grappling.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I had when you described Mirth just like running by, I just imagined like a wide camera like following Mirth, and like occasionally like a pan up, just like two giant kaiju just like duking it out above. And Mirth just like, oh god, oh shit, oh god.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I definitely imagine him going like Indiana Jones slide, that kind of
I
thing.
love it.
For
It
sure.
was very fun. I love that descriptor.
well, and also you just inadvertently made everything like end in one moment with the Bane coming off, which retroactively fixed all of the
Everything.
damage
I
to
was
Lane.
so
many bad
scared
things.
for you.
So many
You
bad
moved-
things got
No,
fixed.
it was fine. It was gonna be fine. But like you fixed Lane, you managed to get them moving, which set off all of our attacks. Like that ended it so fast.
Mhm.
And like
Oh,
it
that-
kind of wasn't even a like necessarily like well planned moment of strategy. It was like, this is the best I can do, and like the best you could do is pretty good.
That was
Got
so
pretty
cool.
damn well.
That was all
It
of
was
us
great.
together.
Yeah.
And Mirth would attribute like a little bit of in-character knowledge. Mirth, he's a primary follower and worshiper of Timora, the luck goddess. Like
Yeah.
that's his girl.
For sure.
And he does little weird things. Like he's constantly flipping coins and doing little things and playing games
Love
and
that.
stuff. But in his head, as you were like as you were like doing a crab feast on the troll in the background, in his head, Mirth was thinking, I think he was like thanking Tamora in his head and like flipping a coin and being grateful to Lady Luck for smiling once in a while. Yeah. In his own way, he's observes not as much as Brom as a paladin, but Mirth is pretty he definitely is a lot more engaged with his god than it would seem for such a clown.
I mean, look.
I mean, I think. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, that is how some deities like to be engaged with, is just pranking and joking.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
true.
Depending on who they
different
are. I mean,
different things are act of worship to different people.
Exactly. Yeah. And Tamora is the manic pixie dream god, in my opinion.
No, I honestly, I think one thing I love the most about like the group that Azarus ends up in is just like how, for lack of a better word, human all of you are, like how the range of emotions you all express, like as we go through, like I've seen you all express everything from like sorrow to regret to rage to, you know,
Checking out,
to jealousy to, and now even to the point, even like attraction to a minimal degree. And for a thing that's never really experienced like the full range of experience of emotions, because again, even though like Warforged have emotions and emotional spectrums, Azarus has only ever fought. He's never really loved or, you know, been jealous or like experienced any of those things. It's just been like fighting and that's it. It's not even really rage, just like that cold kind of killer mentality. So like yeah, and so for him to be like slowly like kind of like experiencing and like seeing you people all have these like range of interactions, as long as like all the people we keep meeting that you keep having all these interactions with, it's kind of like, I wonder how that's making him feel in the background, just like, you know, like what,
speaking of in the background,
what's it like doing this, you know? Like what is it like feeling things? Can I try that sometime? I don't know.
Your boy's gonna get all the feels.
Can't wait.
Does he feel good about that, or is that intimidating?
I think it's a mixture of both. It's definitely a good feeling being like, I'm around, like, he knows, like, he recognizes, like, I'm around good people. I'm around people that, you know, that like express and are good and are not just like pushing me to kill constantly. But it's also just like him recognizing that he's never really experienced that I guess that press, you know? And so like kind of wondering like,
I am on the
what's it gonna be like, you know, like how's it gonna feel?
I'm gonna tell them it is time to go.
Yeah, that's kind of how it reads out with that, I guess.
T, do you gotta go?
Yeah.
Yes, the time has come. Although I love all of you very much, and I'm sorry to miss the session because there's many emote.
Oh no,
Okay.
you're good.
Much
Hope
emotion.
you say goodnight.
Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's
But
see.
yeah.
Cameras get mixed up. Who are we now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Actually, that went pretty well.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
oh
it did.
cool, I'm T now.
Yay!
Sweet.
wait,
Best possible
where
solution.
did Neo go? Oh, wait,
Neo is
Mine
Azarus
has
now.
to be
Yeah, Neo's me now.
well, I just stayed me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You two didn't switch at all.
Yeah, we two stayed safe. Neo, I know that you didn't get quite as much spotlight tonight. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
our
How'd you
protagonist
feel
wasn't
about-
there.
Oh yeah, he's
Is there
fine.
anything
He's
you wanna-
literally chilling on the adventure, trying to
Okay.
figure everything out. He's basically like observing and watching what everybody else is doing and how they interact with each person or situation, and just kind of taking it all in. Because he's like, oh, I'm so new to this. I need to learn before I can actually like do
Proud of
things.
that.
I love that.
Like, that's Lane's whole mentality. Is like, listen, I gotta teach you how to be good adventurers. I gotta make sure you know how to lead the party and stuff. So I like that you're just like, okay, I'm gonna learn this. Like,
He a learning boy.
Lane
And-
is dad
Well, he
proud
can.
of you right now.
Can we point out that burning hands was pretty MVP because
Was so good.
Yeah.
It
No,
was so
very smart.
cool.
it shut
Very, very
down
smart.
it shut down healing that would have kept it on its feet.
For a very long time. Like,
Mhm.
That was incredible. Yeah, the
Yeah.
fire is great because
Super well played.
Like, isn't it when trolls get hit by acid or fire, they like can't.
They stop
They
regenerating.
stop for a while.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
something.
It's
or
it's
they
why I
stop
said
forever?
it tried to push the cut back together and was confused that it wasn't staying together. That's how
Oh,
I
yeah,
tried to
yeah.
portray
I
that.
felt bad
Yeah.
for him a little bit at the end there. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I felt a little
Buddy.
bad.
Well, it's funny how that happens sometimes because it really did snowball toward the end of that
Yeah.
fight because
The damn Tish.
Yeah, absolutely. I was pretty concerned about how the fight would go because that's been the random encounter for a couple sessions now. We just haven't had the random encounter. And now that you leveled up from the last game, I think that gave a lot of the push needed to not be. I mean, even with that, Neo took a bunch of damage from just standing next to the drone.
I would have probably gotten one more bit of cold damage, and I would have been out. Like,
Yeah, no, climbing me when I went Conquest mode was definitely very smart.
So
Definitely.
I didn't even think
That's
about
good.
it. I was just
Yeah,
like,
that was
I am in
definitely
love.
very well played.
Those are some of my favorite. I am obsessed with fight scenes in action. I'm just like a 14-year-old boy, and I always will be.
Same.
And like for me, the fact that you were like, yeah, I'm running up my compatriots back. I was like, yes, just like, it's so
Yeah,
good.
It's
so
honestly my
good.
favorite thing is that I play as like a support platform. Like, yeah, sure, I'm a big beefy fighter and I hurt things, but like ultimately my goal is just to be the biggest, like scariest thing in front of whatever we're fighting so you guys can do cool shit to it. That's all I really care about. And so moments like that where it's like, hey, look, me getting big and scary not only like made the thing focus on and fight me for a bit, it also let Neo get out of the cold. Like I love that I can do that as a fighter. Like that Azarus is like this big giant beefy boy who's like, listen,
Fighters
I
are
just
the
want to
best.
make sure you guys are cool. That's all I care about, you know?
Yeah. People underestimate fighters a lot
Oh,
of the
yeah.
time. Like either you get like some noobs who are all playing fighters, no shade, it just is how it is, or you get people who think that they're too cool to be fighters. But the thing is fighters only get better.
Mm-hmm.
Some classes that you pick, they kind of stall out or plateau, and that's fine too. But fighters just keep going up. It's wild. So
Yeah.
no,
Also,
fighters
just
are handy
the
to have around.
Also, just the subclass that you're playing, because I got to play that subclass on your channel for that one shot that I got to come for, and I was playing this and I was like, can I play this forever?
Oh,
This
Runocks
is
are
so cool.
fun. Oh my god.
Like, they're
Yeah,
so
they're
good.
fun.
Two notes to bring up in chat, and tied to that, it's also the people say that Sir Hex said people say roleplay and character decisions cannot happen during combat are wrong.
They're most
Purple
wrong.
feels
They're
like
most
they're so
Every-
wrong. They're absolutely wrong. You know,
Yeah.
Everything I did in that combat was a character choice, like
It's-
from personality.
It's why I didn't have Neo roll an acrobatics check to run up Azarus's body.
Mhm.
Because to take that away seems so very wrong. It's the same reason that when Brom was lying a lot for a paladin, that clippable quote, I wasn't gonna bother with Mirth, make an insight check. Let's see if you really do notice if he's lying. I think that takes away so much from how we are building this story together, and it turns the DM from an arbiter and co-storyteller into an antagonist, because it's like, oh, you want to do a cool thing? Well, here, you've got to prove to me you can do that cool thing, and I'm not all about that. You know, it's
Super agree with that.
I really appreciate your DMing style. So when you invited me on, I said on my Twitter that I wanted to play, I wanted to stream, I wanted to see what it was all about. And I primarily do indie games or sometimes GM-less games, which are pretty radically different narrative experiences than D&D. And you reached out and I was like, oh, I like this human, good pedigree, like all your stuff checks out. And one thing that really I appreciated when you were pitching me kind of on this was you have an approach that is different and that is really positive, and it's very like it takes it to the next level as a DM, this sort of having a narrative game experience beyond the tropes and trends of traditional Dungeons and Dragons culture shows in your DMing in an excellent way. Like you put the narrative first, you know when to let beats sit, you know kind of interesting hooks to put in, and you're a fan of the players. Yeah. And so many times in traditional Dungeons and Dragons culture, there's like this, oh yeah, kill the players, ha ha ha. And it's sort of an antagonizing role, but that's like, I love your philosophy that you show through action, which is being a fan of us while still challenging us.
Like, your DMing style has influenced mine personally so much. Like, I mean, Sirhek and Purple Phil are both in chat, both of whom are in at least one campaign with me. Sirhek is in 2. And like, the idea of like, letting your players just take the reins, like having moments where you're just like, okay, sure, like I'm fine with that. And like what you mentioned earlier about like Neo not rolling to jump up Azarus's back, I like the idea of, because this is what, the third or fourth time you've like been on my shoulders for some moment, and so I like the idea of like, sure, the first time he does it, it's a check because like it's never happened before, it's an inspired moment thing, but like we've been hanging out for a bit now, dude. Like we've got that rapport, and in the same way where like if you and a friend have a handshake or a thing you do enough times, it just becomes natural. If you have those certain moves you've been doing in a fight with that one friend for long enough, you just kind of do them. It stops becoming difficult to figure out. You start looking for those moments suddenly, you know. So the idea of like narratively letting the players feel like their characters growing closer by like things that normally require checks just happening, even down to like, you know, Mirth recognizing Brom lying not being a check just because they've been around too long enough that like Mirth would know when Brom is lying. Like just things like that are like really, really important decisions that like not just like care about like the characters themselves, but also like the relationships between characters. And I think that's like equally as important, you know. And I think you handled that like better than any GM I've played with, I would say.
I appreciate that a lot, and Al, I appreciate what you said as well a lot. The lying thing is something that's going to stick with me for a while, because it was a full story beat that worked great, that made perfect sense, that flustered Brom in the perfect way. Brom as a character in the perfect way, that, you know, was Mirth to a T, and to stifle that beat by trying to turn it into a check would have been just so wrong. And so, you know, when it comes to the game, I do lean heavy into the narrative. I do want the story to happen. And what I hope players that I DM for start to realize is it's a lot easier to make things in my world than in a lot of other places. So Foxy sent me a message in the middle of the game. Where was I 40 years ago when these vampires were in control of this town? I don't know. You tell me. You know, I mean,
think about that now.
You know, you tell me where you were. I mean, that's, you know, it's fine with me. And letting that world sit and grow from your end of the table is what I think makes the game more fun for all of us.
Yeah.
Collaborative storytelling. That's what it's all about, you know?
Yep. And you're all you'll all learn that you have a lot more control over what is and isn't in this world than in any other traditional settings.
Yeah, like I was like, I want to drink with these Goliaths. I want that in my friend.
Love that, by the way.
Okay,
You do.
done.
Of course you do.
Like,
And that
There you go.
reminds me of the other thing that was said, and then the last thing I want to mention is the timeline. But the other thing that was said is there was a question. Purple Phil asked what everyone thought of the Goliaths, and I'm curious about that too. What did you think of the Goliath group that came through?
I needed to be their best friend.
Out of or in character?
However.
Yes.
So out of character, I think I always enjoy like, I don't know, I think introductions to like allies or introductions to like contacts can be one of the hardest things to pull off, to not make it feel like, hey, here's a Deus Ex Machina NPC to help you out. Like just take them in and like, you know, get back on track. It's hard to avoid that feeling. So having a potential ally introduced with like this air of mystery around them, because we got who they are. We know they're Goliaths. They live up in that spot off to the east. We know what they do, and we know that what they do aligns with what we want to do. And that's all we have. That's it. Like, we don't know if these guys are like hard allies, if they have if they're even good people. They could be like capturing and torturing Duergar for all we know. And like, I don't know. We don't know any of that. So like the fact that the allies were brought in and is like very, very kind of like, obviously they're important to the story and like could be useful to us, but we don't know enough about them to just like say like, okay, we're going with them, you know? In character, I think Azarus is kind of just like going with the group consensus. He tends to feel like the group has a pretty good judge of character at this point. So he kind of just like, if my friends trust them, I trust them. But I think in the back of his head, he's just like very wary of like, if anything decides to threaten my friends, even if we're supposed to trust it, I'm going to kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Funny thing is, in character, Neo is just like, I kind of want to train with them, see how strong they are.
Oh, can you imagine?
And then that's pretty much all I was thinking. And
we'll get you an internship. It'll be good.
Chapter 2.
I really enjoyed, that was sort of a cool little roleplay moment where it was decent. We encountered people, we did not immediately kill them, which is, it's easy to be murder hobos in a scary world, and or you know,
says the person that started the fight.
I mean, that was a troll though.
It's easy to be murder hobos
that busted
trolls,
in on
I
us.
guess. But
yeah. I mean to be fair, the troll messed up our house.
It's true.
Yeah, it touched me without asking. Yeah, so I like that, Dane. And then another thing is like giggling as an ethically non-monogamous person who has had several partners before. I just am tickled. I'm tickled that there was a presumably polyamorous relationship. That's so cute.
Honestly,
I love it.
goals.
She did introduce them as her two husbands.
If
I
it
wanna
is
be one of
goals, get
several
ready to
husbands
have
to
your
throw in
Google
Goliath woman.
Calendar be saturated. Just saying. My Google Calendar, I'm like, oh. But yes.
Now, so this is
I love
something
it.
that is a lot harder to pick up in saying, because writing these names, I wanted to give them long names,
Yeah, thanks for that.
They were great.
Loved it.
But-
Hilarious.
because there is something about a long name that I just think is interesting.
Yeah. Especially
and-
for a Goliath, right? We would make assumptions about their names being like Neolithic or something
Right,
because of how
yeah.
they're designed.
Hmm.
The thing that I added is all of them had as a last name their first of their hyphenated last names was Egena. So they all share this name as part of their identity, and there was something that I just really liked about combining that, where they maintained individuality but also together. I mean, it sounds silly, but this
No, I love
group of Goliaths was planned when you went to the fortress and captured the duergar. And it would have been funny if, and this is where I do let the random encounters determine how the story is going to go. It would have been funny because one of the times they could have interacted with you would have been on that way back from the fortress with your duergar prisoner.
Fun.
Oh, that would have been.
That would have gone well.
Hey, you mean this thing?
So
That would have probably gotten complicated and confusing.
Yeah, that could have gotten
for yourself.
weird.
so it's in any event, it's really funny to see how things like that play in. And then the last thing to mention, and then we'll wrap up this time here, is the timeline. So
Yeah.
to give context, Nif, you go ahead. You can tell the story of our other
So,
campaign.
as of this week, we have been playing our Darkest Night, Brightest Light, Curse of Strahd game for 1 year exactly. In game, it has been 8 days. We have spent almost as much time live streaming as our characters have spent in Barovia. Like, we
Well,
did
I hear
the math.
Barovia has weird timelines, but I did not expect.
Yes, but
that.
also it's just a drag. And so here, when he was like, "Hey, look, you went through 2 days today," and I was like, "Out!" Like,
Pain.
mm.
8
Yeah.
days.
Yes,
8
it's been
days.
8 days.
How many rests?
That many, like
That
8
many?
long rests. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So like, and we had this talk on Wednesday of just like how the time has felt with us being like, okay, well, this person said something to me in game half an hour ago. It had been 6 weeks since I heard him say that to me. And I was like, I don't know how to respond anymore.
Oh,
I meant to have
man.
that conversation when he said it, and then we didn't. And now it's been 6 weeks.
Yep.
So killed. I don't think I've ever tracked time that intensely. Maybe it's like because of the group I play with. Like, my group tends to we've never had downtime go longer than we've had downtime sessions, but like normally when we have one of those by the end they're like, okay, well let's get moving to the next thing. So like usually like most of my campaigns, even when it's been like a few months, it's like at least kind of been like a month or two in game, but a year for 8 days is insane.
We track it so hard because we don't have downtime. It's literally we are traveling to a place with a destination in mind, or we are at the destination investigating, or we are fighting the entire time. So like, it is a lot.
Yeah, and I feel like certain systems kind of encourage different like levels of time scale with play. Like certain systems you want to kind of like every session is like picking up exactly where the last one left off, whereas other systems or campaigns can be more episodic in nature, where like time could have passed in between things that are happening.
Yeah,
So I think that can matter a lot too, honestly.
We had one episode that covered like 7 minutes of time.
That's hilarious. That's so funny.
It's starting to wear on me. Like, I really appreciate this complete forward momentum of like, okay, we're done, we're going on to the next thing. You travel for 10 hours, you get there. Like, that's kind of refreshing.
I think part of it is I think because we now all know that we have subplots somewhere on the map, it's just like, all right, let's keep moving, get to the things, let's go.
Mhm.
Because I mean, that's at least part of it for me. Is like I want to see all you guys
scared.
plots. So like,
Where is the next subplot?
yeah, I literally like I even said like just like in chat, just like, could you point me to the nearest subplot, please?
Show us on the map where the plot is.
Yeah, like I want to see, having gotten all that fun backstory with Brom, I want that for all of you guys too. So like I just want to keep running into things that are important like that. So I don't know. It makes me want to keep pressing forward anytime we like until we encounter something important. At which point I'm like, wait, stop. This seems important. Let's do this. But otherwise, I'm like, all right, troll. All right, kill it and move on. Let's go. We have more important things to do. We have subplots to get to. These trolls can wait.
Not the subplots.
Look, we still have plots that we accepted and haven't turned in yet from like the first episode that we need to do.
We really do.
Little Bubby's got a research date.
I wasn't there, but I'm here now, and we can do
You
that.
are.
Don't worry.
Yeah, so for context, our campaign here started at about 3 p.m. on second night all 1491.
It's been 5 days.
The current time is about 7 a.m. 8 night all 1491.
Nice.
So it's been 5 days in our 11th.
We're catching up.
Nice.
We're gonna get past this in like 2 episodes. We're going to be further.
Well, thanks.
Assuming we spend like 5 sessions in Bryn Shandar, because
Also, for the record though, those characters have gained like 6 levels in that many days. Like,
sometimes you learn fast, you know?
you do.
Every day's a new adventure. You gain new experiences every day.
When did you learn how to do that? Yesterday.
5 minutes ago, I don't fucking know, man. I didn't know I
Shape
could.
water thing. Mirth.
Yep.
So that's why I
Hey,
tried
look
just
at this.
fitting Mirth being able to do
I was
water
like, what?
bending.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, look, I
Look
can do
at
water
that.
bending.
I can do this thing.
It's like juggling, except with water. I should have figured this out earlier.
I think that's actually one of the
incredible.
one of the most important things a player can do to like really deliver on their roleplay experience is determine what leveling up actually is and looks like for your character. Like, because as a
Oh.
DM,
Mm.
I don't really care. Like, I want you to do that. I want you to tell me how your character gets stronger or gets better. And like, so even when like players are like, hey, what skills do I put proficiency in for this? Oh, I don't know. What makes sense for your character? What would he study in their spare time? Would you pick up calligraphy? Then go calligraphy. I don't fucking care. Like, so I feel like for Azarus it's easy because I can just be like, all right, well, he's this old ass robot, all these systems that don't work. So like over time, more of them just slowly come back online, and he just is able to do more stuff. So I don't know, but I think that's like a fun thing for players because there's like, what does leveling up actually mean for you? Are you training? Are you meditating? Did you commune with your god? Like, I don't know. What happens there?
That reminds me, actually, it is valid and important because Lane physically appears to level up because a few more of his tattoos are missing every time that he levels up.
See, stuff like that is cool.
I love
Thank you
it.
for reminding me.
I remember it every day, even outside of the game. Okay, maybe not. But
Every
like,
you
I
just wake up
remember
like,
it.
wow, you know what? I bet Lane's missing some more tattoos today. Just
Think about it. At some
First thing in the
point, we
morning.
should. If you need me to remove some tattoos on his portrait, at
I mean,
some point,
listen.
we can.
The tattoos are hot though.
They are very hot. Yeah, that's true.
I look pretty right now. We're gonna
Lane-
keep that.
Lane pulls off face tattoos, and that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah,
I wish
it'd be
I could pull
tricky.
off face tattoos like IRL, like as Foxy. I wish I could pull off a face tattoo, just like a really small one, like right here. That'd be great. I wish I could pull it off, but
Little Harley
you know
Quinn
what?
star.
I'm too boyish. It doesn't work.
I mean, I have pictures of my cosplay. I'd like to think that I pulled off the face tattoos as
Yep.
well.
Works well.
So,
Works
no.
well.
All right. Speaking of pulling
Anyways.
off facial tattoos, I gotta go.
Yep,
Yes,
we're
I-
pulling the plug
What?
right now.
Perfect
We will
segue.
be back in. That was amazing segue.
Up here.
So
I'm confused, but like, good job.
everyone, thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you for the fantastic game players. We will see you again in 2 weeks. And yes, heck, I was going to say a true TPR segue.